I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax. Probably more infamous.
I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Starr. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuzetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Hanju.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh, my God, you're such a...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem. You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look. She killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunt.
Real talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
It's Vicky Judy, Orange is the New Black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Trina Parks. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I'm the Director. We'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on YouTube.com/IE Network TV. And Facebook and Twitter via Periscope. You can catch reruns of Real Talk via the Anchor app on Apple Music, Spotify, and other, I think Tidal. Maybe not Tidal. I don't know. Either way, thank you guys for joining us for another Monday night. Today is the 29th of March. Oh, wow. About to be in April soon. So, I tell you, man, we're getting ready to rumble. Later this week, we will get the Titan Showdown itself. We will get Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla versus Kong. Boy, I tell you, that's going to be a good one. People are all over the place now. It's already I think it came out internationally. I want to say it came out internationally already. Over here getting some wires together over here. I think it already came out internationally or something like that. That's what I was hearing. Some people got some. I didn't get an early screening of this one. I got the early screening of the Snyder cut because, I know who know people. So got the Snyder cut early, but I did not get this one. So can't wait to watch it. That's one of our biggest questions. And if you're listening, you're chatting in, drop in the chat room. Are you Team Kong or are you Team Godzilla? And we also know, no spoiler alert, because it was revealed in the last trailer, Mechagodzilla will make an appearance in this film. So for you people who aren't familiar with the Godzilla, all of the Godzilla stuff, the whole lore, Mechagodzilla has been around for a long time. Since the 60s or 70s when they was making those Godzilla films. I think it was created in the 70s. I want to say, this is right off the top of my head. I don't know, something 73, 74? I don't know. Anyway, I'll look it up in a minute. But yeah, it came out all the way back then. And Mechagodzilla is very simply a mechanical, hence the name. It's a mechanical version of Godzilla, hence the name, Mechagodzilla. So it is confirmed that it will be in the film. To what capacity, we are not sure. I'm assuming it's going to pop up somewhere. I'm assuming, and this is just me pure speculating, that maybe Mechagodzilla is the one that's attacking stuff and people think it's Godzilla, or maybe Godzilla is looking for Mechagodzilla, so he's attacking different bases and different parts of the land. Because in the trailer, which I'm sure they're trying to mislead you, but they're like, Godzilla is attacking people and we don't know why. Okay. Maybe he's trying to, how they got that Middle Earth thing, or not Middle Earth, I'm not Lord of the Rings or nothing, but that whatever that's called, the Hollow Earth or whatever, where they explored it in the Godzilla King of the Monsters when they went to like the middle of the earth, and it was like, just like that clearing where like the monsters are, that's where they rest or whatever. So maybe Godzilla is looking for Mechagodzilla and he's attacking stuff. I don't know. But either way, can't wait. I am Team Kong, although honestly, I don't know if he's going to win. I don't know if they're going to have a winner, but if they have a winner, because I believe the old version of it, they didn't have a winner. I think it was like a tie or something like that. If they have a winner, I'm going to say, unfortunately, not that I don't like Godzilla, but I'm more King Kong. But unfortunately, I think Godzilla would win. I don't know. It sucks, but it is what it is. We'll have to see. I'm Team Kong, though. I'm rooting for Kong all day. I loved Kong Skull Island. it was a film that I'm really upset with myself that I didn't watch that in the theaters, because I passed on it because I just was King Kong'd out. The last one I saw was the one that Peter Jackson, speaking of Middle Earth, right? Peter Jackson directed the one, and that was decent. But I was just like, and I didn't go see it. Same thing with King of the Monsters. I didn't go see. I didn't go see Godzilla King of the Monsters because I was just jaded from the other Godzillas that I didn't like. I was just like, blah. But that one was good too, and they have a nice setup. They set it up nicely for what we're about to witness this week. So good. Jay from Heroes to Icons said Team Godzilla all day. Wow. Maddie, what's up? Thanks for chiming in. Are you Team Godzilla or are you Team Kong? Maddie. Jay says Team Godzilla all day. All right. We got a Godzilla dude right there. I love Godzilla. I love them both, man. But Kong. Kong is my dude, man. My dude. My monkey. Whatever. My gorilla. I don't know. I like Kong, man. I don't know. Godzilla. I love him too, though. But it is what it is. If I gotta pick a side, I'm going with Kong. Let those monkeys out. That's what I'm saying. That should be his theme song. Red Bands, let the monkeys out. Ooh, Anyway, they only have Redman and Method Man is coming up soon on like a versus battle, I think, right? I don't know if it's not tonight, is it? I think so. That's the next versus battle. Redman and Method Man. So off the subject. But anyway, also we're going to talk about the Snyderverse has been, the Snyder Cut has been making its waves since released on HBO Max just a week ago. And there's been a lot of reports. Now, how true the reports are, I'm not going to determine. But we've been getting a lot of reports that we already knew that Warner Brothers had pretty much did not want this Snyder Cut to ever surface. So they had to roll with the punches because AT&T said, we're going to put that out and you're going to accept it. So they rolled with the punches. They released it, and then they tried to go with the whole, we're so happy that Zack got to, finally, show his vision. But that's the end. That's it. No more Zack Snyder. We're gonna move forward. Let's see. How can we move forward? We got Twilight Batman, and we're trying to develop Black Superman for you guys. Is that good enough for you? Black Superman. So, also reports that Warner Brothers actually wants to continue with Zack Snyder. With Joss Whedon. I don't know how true that is because Whedon right now they've been defending him. They've been defending themselves and Whedon with this whole thing that's going on with Ray Fisher and all that stuff. So I'm reading reports that they want to continue with Joss Whedon, working with him. And of course, they want no part of Zack Snyder. Whereas, go on the other side of the coin, HBO Max, the people over at HBO Max is like fiending for, getting Snyder. They want to keep Ben Affleck as Batman, and they want to restore the Snyderverse. So now you got HBO Max on this side. You got Warner Brothers on this side, or whichever side you're looking at, whichever way you want to show it. And in the middle is good old AT&T. AT&T is not in the middle. They're actually above everyone. But HBO Max is like, we should continue with this trend. It's seeing it's great numbers. They're seeing people watching the Snyderverse, the Snyder Cut. They're even watching the black and white version of it and all that stuff. So they're getting a lot of the streams. Meanwhile, on the other side, I'm reading reports that Warner Brothers has been actually putting out fake news. Haven't heard that term in a while. Yeah, been putting out fake numbers. They've been spreading misleading viewer numbers of the Snyder Cut because, I mean, obviously, because they don't want the Snyder Cut to do well, which is it already has. It already has, but Warner Brothers has been actually spreading. How do you do that? I mean, that is just, so you're sabotaging basically your own company or one of your own properties because you're trying to basically kill it now so you don't have to deal with it later. It's like, whatever. You know? HBO Max is like, nah, man, we need to get the Snyder Cut going. We need to, get the Snyderverse up and running again. Bring Ben Affleck back to play Batman another time. And it's now an internal struggle. It's a mess over there from out here. Some pretty reliable sources also spoke to, of course, our friend to the show, AJ Perez. He had gave me some information as well. He's an insider. He has a lot of, he has ties at Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So I'm hearing it's a mess over there. And not surprised. But AT&T is going to have to lay down the gauntlet. They're going to have to make a decision. And I have a decision. I'm going to bring on my Jedi Council first before I put it out there. I have an idea of what I think they should do. Who am I? I'm the director. You should listen to me. Anyway, thank you for listening to me and watching me. You're watching Real Talk with the Director Jedi Council. I am the director. Brought my Jedi Council with me as well. You don't believe me? Here they are. Ralph, Kev.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome back, gentlemen. And like I said, I'm going to say this. I'm already putting my prediction out there. Not prediction, but what my solution? If there's a solution to this nonsense that's going on. My solution is this. They basically, even though they're all under one umbrella, that being, AT&T overseeing, you got Warner Media, you got HBO, which now you have HBO Max, which is its own entity in its own way. So since they are existing as their own entities under the umbrella of AT&T, why not let HBO Max do a deal with Zack Snyder? Let Zack Snyder bring his Snyderverse, which would basically mean the next editions of the Justice League movie, Justice League movies, part 2, 3, whatever it is. It would also include a solo Batman film with Ben Affleck as Batman. Now, originally, Zack Snyder was not supposed to direct. Now, let's let everyone understand. Restoring the Snyderverse does not mean Zack Snyder has to direct every movie. That's not true. The Snyderverse consisted of even the movies that we've seen already in the DCEU. The first Wonder Woman, Aquaman. That's all in conjunction with the Snyderverse, because he, and you know, the Flash movie that we're supposed to see, all of those movies are in conjunction with the Snyderverse. They all exist because of the Snyderverse. Because he cast all of those characters. Obviously, Man of Steel. Now he reportedly said that the next Justice League movie, or part 2 or whatever it was, or part 3 of Justice League, was basically going to serve as Man of Steel 2. Like, it was going to be basically focused on Superman most of the movie. Kind of like Captain America Civil War. You know, Avengers, you know, a lot of people can look at it as an Avengers movie, but it wasn't. It was a Captain America movie. It just had all the Avengers in it. So they were kind of going to do the same thing. You're going to have Justice League. It would have been, because part 3 would have been basically the nightmare sequence that we saw at the end, at the epilogue of the Snyderverse. And also, you've seen it coming through Bruce's nightmares. He's had about 2 or 3 dreams about that. Plus, Cyborg also saw a version of it right before they brought back Superman. So the Mother Box revealed an alternate timeline. So what people, and I'll break that down for people who may or may not know or might be confused about the epilogue, about the nightmare sequences. Plain and simple, without dragging it along, those nightmare sequences are alternate timelines. They're alternate realities of what happens in the future. And we actually witnessed maybe 2 or 3 different alternate futures with these nightmare sequences. Because if you go back to Batman vs. Superman, when the Flash comes to Bruce in the Batcave, right after Bruce had his nightmare sequence, and he says, Lois is the key. You were right. Find us. Then he finds out he's too soon. That's why he says, find us, Bruce, because he finds out he realized he's too soon. That right there, when you think about it, and you know I don't want to get all time travel-y right now, but if you really think about it, that moment started another future. It started another timeline, because he went there and he informed Bruce, and even though Bruce didn't realize what he was talking about, it set him on a path. So that is potentially a different timeline right there. It started right there. Because had he then never went back and did that, who knows what would happen. But we all know that probably eventually it always ends in that nightmare, crazy, apocalyptic, world. But there's probably, other timelines. There's probably only one timeline where they actually win, and that's the timeline that Bruce Batman has to sacrifice himself. Now, this was all part of the original plan, which I said before. Had Warner Brothers gotten out of their own way, they would have put all that stuff out there before Marvel. Because when you think about it, all of these things that I'm saying sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's very similar to what happened in Endgame. They did the time travel thing. They went alternate realities. Doctor Strange saw a whole 14 million alternate realities, and only one that they win. Why? Because, as I said, in the DC universe, Batman had to sacrifice himself. Well, in the Marvel universe, guess what? The Batman of Marvel had to sacrifice himself. So,
but in Marvel's defense, back in Doctor Strange, they were already talking about the multiverse, and also back in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and there was another one where they mentioned the multiverse before there was even an Endgame. So
no, I know. Yeah, they mentioned the multiverse before, but what I'm saying is, when you have people who observe and say, "Well, they're doing just the same thing that Marvel did," I'm like, "Well, no." I was like, if anything, I mean, both entities were doing their own thing, but if anything, this whole situation was conceived and they started on it before Marvel started doing their thing. Started doing their movies on that situation. But anyway, so the point is, you got the nightmare sequences, and back to what I was basically saying, Warner Brothers, they should let HBO Max go ahead and be the ones that do the deal with Zack Snyder and give him some situations. Whereas Warner Brothers want to continue to be a-holes like they want to, let them try the crap they want to. And let them go ahead and do what I won't call it crap. Let them do what they want to do. And just let it rock, because guess what? They already are kind of doing that by having all these different multiverses. And this doesn't collide with this, and this doesn't collide with that.
Technically standalones is what they call them.
All of these standalone things, and they're saying, well, this doesn't collide with this, and this doesn't collide with that. Okay, and that's not in the same. Okay, they've been doing that a lot, even on the television tip. Earth 3, Earth 2, Earth 47, all this stuff. So they can get away with it if they want to do it that way. They can get away with it because they want to go and do. But now, here's the plot thickens, because now Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is putting his opinion in on this, and he wants the Snyderverse to be restored. But let's not forget, The Rock has a good relationship with Henry Cavill. All right, he always wanted the Snyderverse, the original DC vision, right? Yeah, they have the same manager. Yeah, those dudes, they're managed by the same. Actually, I think Rock is actually part owner of the management company that manages Henry Cavill. So they have a good relationship. As a matter of fact, he stood for Cavill when Warner Brothers decided to pull him out of, or they didn't use him. I think what it was because of them, they didn't put him in Shazam, because all of this stuff was going on. They would talk about replacing, and like my man said from the 5 Heartbeats, all this talk about replacing people. They try to replace Eddie Kane Jr. He said, all this talk about replacing people. So that's what they was doing with Henry Cavill. Well, what up? Keita G's in the building. Thank you for joining us. They talking about replacing Cavill. So The Rock and all of them, they kind of stood together and was like, all right. Because remember, there was rumors that Black Adam was supposed to be like some sort of mention in. They mentioned him, but it was real, like a holograph type of thing that they did. Then they had, Cavill was supposed to do the cameo at the end where Superman comes to visit Billy Batson. Not Billy Batson, the other kid. Yeah. So,
how do you mess that up? How do you mess that up? You have Henry Cavill on staff. He's one of your people. He's Superman. Yeah. How do you have to have a stand-in when you got Superman? So you go get a stand-in?
They didn't put him in there, I think, because I think that's what I was just saying. I believe
because of the Rock thing. I was being sarcastic. I was just saying their stupidity.
Yeah, stupidity. Exactly.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. If you want future tickets, that's future ticket sales. Holy shit! Superman showed up at the end of Shazam.
Yep, exactly. That automatically merges the universe. But you know what it was? They're like Warner Brothers. They want to go ahead and they want to ride this black train. Let's get Black Superman. Oh my God, they really probably got a hard on for it now that we've seen, Black Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And listen, on a side note, with that one, everybody who doubted me that I spoke to on the phone, who told me that's not what they're doing. They're not going that way with Isaiah. Like I said, even Grace Randolph. Even Grace Randolph was running her mouth on the first episode. I was like, Grace, what are you talking about? That's not where they're going.
Even Grace said something else. I didn't see her response on it. Yeah.
Go back and look at the first, when she talked about the first episode. She was so off base. Like, how could you not see what the commentary was going? I knew they were going to go that route.
I knew they were going to do that too, only because you know what? I had a feeling they were going to do it from the moment that Falcon gave up the shield.
Well, what did he say? What did he say? He said it feels like it belongs to somebody else.
It feels like it belongs to someone else. He didn't say it feels like it belongs to Steve. He just said it just feels like it belongs to someone else. But I get it. And I see what they was going with it. And now, but so anyway, Warner Brothers gonna have a hard on now for doing Black Superman. Like I said, y'all go ahead and do your thing. We'll go ahead and give HBO Max their time to do their thing. They do a deal with Snyder, and he goes and does what he does. I honestly think that if they do, like I said before, restoring the Snyderverse does not mean Zack Snyder directs every movie from this point on. It doesn't mean that.
Get rid of Patty Jenkins. Just get rid of Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, Patty's gonna have to. Yeah, she's gotta go. Now there are a lot of rumblings of Zack Snyder directing the next Wonder Woman movie, which
good.
that's a lot of rumblings about that. And the bottom line is Gal Gadot and everybody else who knows, even herself, Wonder Woman herself, she was so thrilled that we were able to see the real Wonder Woman, the way it was intended, the way Zack put it together.
I mean, she's from Fast and the Furious. She's an action actress, pretty much.
And I mean, it's the way he depicts her and everything. Yeah, Jay said, "Hey, that's a great investment for comic collectors, bringing in Isaiah." Yes, it is, sir. Good point. Because cats are scrambling now. Yo, got that? Who got that? Isaiah, who got that comic with Isaiah? So, I know a lot of people scrambling for that. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was really good. Like, it's going in a really good direction. It's the first 2 episodes. And I think it's only like 6 episodes. I heard.
There's only 6 episodes. That's it.
Oh man!
And then we're getting a very long break in between, because we're not going to see anything else until July, until Black Widow in July, because they moved that up.
Yeah, they moved it again.
Unfortunately,
they moved it again.
They're talking about these idiots, and this is where Marvel is screwing up. Talk about people are suffering from Marvel fatigue. Who's suffering from Marvel fatigue?
Marvel fatigue.
Since I've had Disney Plus, I've seen Captain America, I've seen the Winter Soldier, Endgame, and all of those at least 15 times already each. I've seen Iron Man 10 to 15 times on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, they finally put the MCU in the story order now.
They did that a while ago.
Which is cool. Yeah, because at first it wasn't like that, but now they got it in story order, so you can binge it. But I mean, withdrawal, like, get out of here, man. Marvel. I mean, it's more like withdrawal, not Marvel. What do they call it? Marvel what? What did you say they called
it?
Fatigue. No, it's more like withdrawal.
Yeah,
it's more like Marvel withdrawal, like MCU withdrawal. I mean, because look, when we got WandaVision, You know, it was good to see. It was good to see our beloved characters back on some sort of screen. You know, I was happy. I was like, oh man.
And I like the fact that the stories aren't tied together. So I don't want no. I want to watch these shows now, like I used to read my comics. Let everything be an individual story, and then when you have something like I don't know, like Midnight Suns or whatever the case may be, then you show little, you know, and maybe in Spider-Man, or like what they did with X-Men Inferno. You know, you'll see stuff. You know, you'll see stuff happening in other shows that it's not really directly tied to that, but those effects spill over into other, you know, into other characters, into other character lives.
Well, I mean, they're going to. I mean, the thing is, the overtone for all of these shows is going to loom. It's still going to connect back to, you know, everyone. You're basically. It's just like when you have a big event like Civil War, even in the comics, and then you break off.
The snap is there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Everything is a result of the snap, because we still need to see how everyone is dealt. So far, the only person we've known that's dealt with after the snap is Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on now Wanda, but before WandaVision came out and before this came out, we didn't know how everyone else was dealing with the aftermath of what they call the blip, which I thought that's a stupid name. I think that's stupid. They should just call it the snap, because that's what it was. He snapped, and
they had to
snap to get him back.
Yeah, well, they can't call it this. They can't call it the snap because only the superheroes know that it was a snap. The general public doesn't know it was a snap.
Right? No, yeah, that was right. Exactly. That was the public's name for it. You just call it the blip because it's like a blip. Whatever.
Yeah.
I still think it doesn't roll off the tongue nicely. The snap just rolls off the tongue much better. But anyway, I get it. So people have to know life after the blip or life after the snap. So that's what we're for the next few films. That's what we're going to be finding out. Well, I mean, for shows, Loki, we're going to see, you know, basically what happened to him after he got the damn Tesseract and got away. You know, and from that point on, that's where his story picks up. But everyone else, it's pretty much life after the blip, aka the snap. So, and right now, I thought the Winter Soldier was very, you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier is done very nicely. The whole thing, I laughed when he went to. I didn't laugh at him, but when he went to the bank and couldn't get the money, the loan, I'm laughing because I'm like, yo, I've asked that question too. And I'm sure a lot of people have asked that question, like, how the hell y'all get money anyway? How do superheroes get paid? And some of them got regular jobs. Some of them do have, you know, like Spider-Man has a job. Actually, Peter Parker, he's a photographer. You know what I'm saying? So he has a job. You know, Stark is free. You don't need one. Well, he ain't got no job. He ain't got no job now. Superman had a job. You know, that's how superheroes had. They got paid. Their alter egos have regular jobs, or their alter egos is rich. It's one of the two. So, but I always liked the fact that's why I always liked Spider-Man, because it took away the I don't want to say laziness, but it's easy to just say he's rich. You know what I'm saying? But so how does he get money? Well, he's rich. Okay. But you didn't see that with Spider-Man, just like Superman. You know, Superman grew up humble on a farm boy, and he had to get a job. So, but yeah, when they said that, he was like, well, how do you guys make money anyway? So that was weird. That was crazy. Also, what Sam's character is going, you know, the character is going through his arc is really getting interesting. It's been interesting from episode 1, but episode 2 it gets even more interesting. You know, it's like, damn, son, like really? I just helped save the world, and y'all about to, you got the cops rolling up on me. Like, at the end of the day, you still black. So
No. It's not you still black. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it.
Exactly. you still, you know what? That's the way they looking at it.
And you know what? And I love. You know what I love? I love the way they did it because they kept it a buck. Because the officer did a double take, like, "Oh shit, my bad. I didn't realize.
I didn't realize who he was." And that's real life, though, people. That's what happens when an officer runs into a celebrity. When they pull over a celebrity and they treat them like your average Negro, your average, you know what? Then they realize they're a celebrity. And they're like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that. My bad.
Can I get your autograph?"
Okay, so what's the difference? He's so now he's a human being. Oh, so
right,
now
he needs to be I didn't.
No, that's not it
now
at all.
My tail light work now.
No, that's not at all. Because see now they have a really big platform, start running their mouth, and they're like, oh.
I love the way they kept it a buck, and the other way they kept it a buck. Sir, is he bothering you? It's like,
sir, is he bothering you? He's like, really? He's like, yo, he said, is he bothering you? Oh man, it's just too much. But that was great. That was great stuff. I was like, this. I love where Sam's arc is going.
Yeah, and he just kept it 100. Give him my ID. I ain't giving him nothing. No, for what? He's standing here talking. Fuck these things.
I'm just like, oh boy, yeah. That was interesting. So anyway, back to the WB debacle. So we have that internal struggle, and we're not sure. They're not sure. No one's sure what's going to happen. As usual, Ralph has said it a million times. Warner Brothers just can't get out of their own way. They're just, terrible. It almost feels like they should just shut down Warner Brothers and just let.
I'm not exactly going that far, but to answer that question that you answered,
what's not maybe not shut them down, but what's the back up the truck and kind of just revamp everything. Just fire.
Behind the scenes, Disney is running everything.
It's all up. Yeah, everybody wants them on Disney. But Tamal, that question that you asked, concerning Zack Snyder, I'm going to sit there and I'm still going to sit there and say Warner's is not going to do that. They're not going to now.
No, we already know that Warner's not doing it. It's no longer a question.
Wait a minute. Before you guys start jumping in there, let me reiterate on this thought. Because you brought up something that I actually should have thought of, but I didn't. When you said the Snyder Universe can go on without Zack Snyder. That's really, that can happen. They can happen.
No. That's not what Wes said. That's not what he said.
That's not what I said. I just said he doesn't have to direct every movie.
That's what I mean.
He'll still oversee it. He'll still be a producer, but he won't be. It can't go on without him.
Then if that's the case, then no. The Warner Brothers or AT&T is not going to have that going on. They're not. Because
how do you figure? How do you figure that?
Let me finish before you start interjecting.
Go ahead.
I'm going to break this down to something that I can relate to. My ex-girlfriend. Right?
Okay.
Now listen to me. When she was fired by the WWE, right? WWE didn't want nothing else to do with her. Nothing at all. Right? She was never on a broadcast again. She was not in any of the marketings, no toys, no nothing. So the idea was, WWE does a whole lot of other different things beyond the television show, like charitable functions, brand ambassadors, all that kind of stuff, where she never would have had to be on TV. She never would have been up in Triple H's and Stephanie's face. Nothing. They never would have had to see each other. WWE said, no, she's too toxic. She would be too toxic to our environment, right? So they had to disassociate themselves with her in all aspects. Whether they wanted to work with her or not, the answer at that time was no. Now, if Warner Brothers seems to feel that having Zack Snyder around in some kind of way is detrimental to what their progression forward, then
you can't even compare the two like that.
Why can't you?
Because it's not the same situation.
It's really different.
There's
Because
nothing
WWE,
toxic. There's nothing toxic.
Go ahead, Kev. Finish your
About
point,
Zack,
and then I'm gonna tell him
Zack
exactly.
Snyder. There's nothing toxic about him.
Yeah,
no, go ahead, Wes. But that's all I wanted to say. There's nothing toxic
so
about
here's the deal.
Zack Snyder.
I didn't even finish what I was trying to say.
I understand your point, Ralph. But here's the big difference. Number one, there is no one else. If Vince McMahon made that decision, there is no one else above Vince McMahon.
Very true.
He is the WWE, period. So if Vince makes that decision, or anyone in that makes that decision is law. There's no question. There's no discussion. But if what you're saying is, wait, let me finish. Now, Warner Brothers is not Vince McMahon. They're not in the position that Vince McMahon is in when it comes to the WWE. Warner Brothers, we've went over this a million times. They no longer run shit. It's been proven. We wouldn't even be having this discussion. The Snyderverse would never have come. I mean, the Snyder Cut would have never been released if Warner Brothers was running things, because what did
I just say when I started talking? I said whether you want to consider Warner Brothers or AT&T.
I understand
if we go with AT&T, then fine. If AT&T seems to feel that having Zack Snyder's involvement,
but they don't.
Right.
If they did, but I'm cutting you off there. They don't.
I'm going to bed.
Because if they did, we wouldn't have the Snyder Cut. We only have the Snyder Cut because AT&T made the decision. They made the decision. This was made by them and them only. Warner Brothers has to roll with the punches. And all Warner Media did was try to save face. Warner Media tried to save face by saying, Warner Media tried to save face by trying to say, yeah, we're so glad that Zack got a chance to do his vision. And yeah, they try to make it seem like they had really anything to do with it when they really didn't. And
they're the Republicans. They're the Republicans of the movie industry.
Period. But what I am saying simply is this. It's simply this. At first, when you started talking, I was in agreement with you. Yes, the Snyderverse could go on without Zack Snyder directing the movie. You're absolutely right. But now you said, wait a minute, but he may still be behind the scenes, calling some shots, making.
Well, if it wouldn't be called the Snyderverse if it's not his vision, right? That's why they call it the Snyderverse.
It's the Snyderverse.
He mapped it all out.
I would kind of sort of imagine, and this is just a hypothetical guessing, that if Snyder was involved in some kind of way, as just given his very thoughts or whatever, then people would still assume that it's still the Snyderverse, even though Zack Snyder's name says he doesn't direct it or produce by. Perhaps because I'm quite sure there are people that still see Nolan's name popping up on Man of Steel and say, "Oh, this is part." Because remember, the average public is dumb. The average public is dumb, right? They just take name association.
But this has been laid out already, Ralph. I agree with you. Most of the public is dumb,
right.
But this has already been laid out. To explain, let us all explain.
What I'm trying to say simply is this, right?
But most of the public ain't that dumb.
What you said, Snyder's vision, right? I do think that should go on. Like, no, don't wreck it and start all brand new.
That's the Snyderverse, right?
Right. Let that vision continue. Bring in other directors, great, right? But what I'm saying is that AT&T, if they're the ones calling the shots, right?
Yes, they are.
They may not want to have Zack Snyder himself still associated with that because they want to move past.
What have they done to show you that, Ralph? You're just guessing.
Speculating.
You're just speculating.
It's like you're substituting Warner Brothers. You're substituting Warner Brothers for AT&T, or you're substituting AT&T for Warner Brothers, and it's two separate things.
Based on the facts that's been presented to this date, what makes you believe that AT&T does not want anything to do with Zack Snyder?
They cut him an $80 million check to finish a movie that was already done. They cut him an $80 million check.
Yes, they really did. They did do that. They gave Zack Snyder a blank check.
That's my question to you. Based on the facts, what have you seen, Ralph? I'm asking you the question. What have you seen that makes you believe that your statement that you just made, that if AT&T does not want Zack Snyder involved, they're not going to do this? What makes you believe that they don't want Zack Snyder involved in anything?
First thing, since the numbers came out so great, they would have been making the move to get Zack Snyder quick, very quick.
It just started. Nobody makes moves that quick.
Wait, hold it. No.
We don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Some people really truly do.
I'll put it like, let me change what I said. That's not being made public yet, so we don't actually know what's going on behind the scenes.
You are right. It has not been made public. It hasn't been made public. But this is just the name. This is just the thoughts that I have.
But if you want to go by statistics, or if you want to look at the numbers or look at the situations, like I've been saying for the last 7 years, that Zack Snyder's vision will eventually get made if another company comes in and takes over Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, I just want to add to this, Ralph. So what you're saying is because they didn't do anything yet. But I just said at the top of the show, and I told you that there's being reports, there's things going on right now that I've been reading out there, that there's an internal struggle, that, HBO Max on one side wants the Snyderverse to continue. Warner Brothers, as we know,
HBO Max is because of AT&T. That's another thing.
Exactly. Warner Brothers, as we've already established that Warner Brothers does not want the Snyderverse to continue. We know that.
Let me say this.
How can HBO Max, right, which is under AT&T, and Warner Brothers, which is on AT&T, how can they all coexist? If you got one,
that's what I said, and that's why I said what I said. I believe the only way that they can actually coexist, other than somebody really getting their feelings hurt or them cleaning house on one side, I believe the only way they can coexist is if they split it like it already is, and say, listen, we're going to Zack Snyder. We're going to give Zack Snyder a deal to deal with HBO Max exclusively. He can go ahead and live out his vision via HBO Max. Therefore, Warner Brothers can go ahead and do what they want to do, which they want to bring in the Black Superman and all of that. They want to do, bring in these other characters and do what they want to do and do those one-off movies. That's what they want to do. So you let them do that, because you can't take that away from them, because they were successful with Joker. So you can't take that away from them.
You can't take it away from him. But this is what you can do. This is what. Yeah, you can't take that away from them, but this is what you can do. You know what? I wear the pants in this mug. I pay the bills in this mug. I came in and brought this in. I came in and started HBO Max because the DC whatever that garbage
streaming service was terrible. Yeah,
was terrible, and
nobody was watching. No one was paying for it.
Nobody was paying for it. You did a whole season of Swamp Thing, and then you cancel it after it's done. You realize after it's done that you spent too much money on a TV show. Come on, listen. But that's all beside the point. That's all beside the point. The main point is, I am AT&T. We stepped in and acquired you. So guess what? If we say Zack Snyder is going to do the whole Snyderverse thing in movies and on HBO Max, guess what? Mm-hmm. Your little funky ideas about a black Superman, take it and go to your cubby with it, and sit down and meditate on it. Because guess what? This is what we're doing.
It's not gonna happen.
We'll think about doing that. We'll think about doing that. They
still may do it, because, like we said, they still may do it. DC always gets away because they have the multiverse. They have this. They can get the Snyderverse. See, this is the holy thing. This is the thing, y'all. Remember, before it was always just considered the DC extended universe. This whole entity of the Snyderverse has kind of taken on its own life from the fans, because they know that it's Zack Snyder's vision. So they're calling it the Snyderverse. It's really just the DCEU, back to the way it was originally planned out. But they're
With the
calling it the
lights turned
Snyderverse. Right.
It's the
But
DCEU with the lights turned off.
here's the situation. They have an opportunity, and in my opinion, the only opportunity for everyone to coexist would be this is my opinion. The only opportunity for everyone to coexist and for AT&T to say, okay, I'm going to give everybody opportunity and see what happens is, like I said, they say we're gonna deal with HBO Max. We're gonna let Snyder either develop some, like do another movie, maybe develop a series or something like that. They want Ben Affleck. They've already made that clear. They want Ben Affleck as Batman. HBO Max does. So maybe they'll get Snyder and Affleck to come and do something on that end, doing that. That's one thing. Warner Brothers, they're gonna let Warner Brothers do their one-off movies. The plan that they have of doing Blue Beetle, which is a diversity character. He's a Mexican character. So they're gonna let them do that. I don't think they'll do Black Superman, but they may say, go ahead and do Black Superman, because we're over here at the Snyderverse anyway, and we'll still keep Henry Cavill over here. And I can see them doing that.
I don't
because it's not like they're the same person.
I think they'll still do the one-offs, but I honestly don't believe it's going to be a thing as to where, because remember, we're coming to, I don't want to say we're coming to, I don't want to speculate, say we're coming to the end of the pandemic, but we're turning a corner in the pandemic. So the movie theater situation is going to be changing. So even though yes, they're doing what I wanted to happen, is everything is going to be streaming. At the same time, they're going to want to push. They're going to have a push to go back to theaters. And if what Zack Snyder is doing can bring them box office money, as well as streaming money, but prepare for the two universes to be tied together, because
Marvel is
doing it now.
Too. That's very possible too, Kev.
That's very possible.
Let's not forget also. Remember, Regal just did a deal with Warner. The AT&T, they just did a big deal with Regal now, that because now they're for 2022. They're talking about putting their movies back in theaters. So they just did a deal with Regal. Exclusive deal with Regal. So, I don't know what that, I don't know all the details of that deal. Maybe they're going to have it like that. So even if the pandemic is still kind of going on and everyone's not back at the theaters, but just like how they're doing now, they're releasing it in theaters and on HBO Max. Maybe they're exclusively going to release them in Regal theaters.
You
know what I'm saying? So you just go there.
I think it's like a 45-day window before it goes to the streaming service. If that's what I read, it's 45 days.
Right, when they go back to the theaters, right? So, but it may exclusively be in Regal. It's all going to depend on where we are with the pandemic. You know what I mean? So if they're like, okay, there's people starting to trust it a little bit and going back to the theaters, now they got this deal with Regal. So it's going to definitely come out at Regal first, and then it'll be on the streaming service later. But regardless of that fact, yes, it's very, very possible. But I just think it's too soon. Just like I just put up with, AJ Perez has said, that Zack Snyder is going to wait and not rush his decision. I could definitely see that too. Even if AT&T, like I said, we don't know if AT&T is getting at him behind the scenes, but that doesn't mean he's going to make that decision right away too. Because I'm telling you right now, in order for this to be the way they want it to be and for it to work properly, you're going to have to get him. You're going to have to get Ben Affleck on board. And then you're going to have to swoop back around and sign Henry Cavill and make sure that he's back on board. There's a final decision that he's on board to play Superman. Those are the things, because Gal's not going nowhere. She's on board. So she's not going nowhere. But you got to secure the Trinity. You got to secure Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's secured already. Batman and Superman is up in the air.
Is she still secured?
Yeah, she's still down.
Yeah,
she ain't going nowhere. Yeah, she's still on because they're supposed to be doing a third movie. She's already signed on for that.
movie. Yeah,
So
she's already signed for. She's
the only one that's really that has a clear future right now. The Superman and Batman, we don't know because
and Aquaman.
Aquaman's still on. Yeah, Aquaman's still on too. He's still involved. So I mean, those things we know. But my point is, in order for the Snyderverse to stay intact, those people got to stay intact. And they're really right now harping on the Batman situation. They want Ben to hurry up before Ben gets too damn old. They want Ben to do a solo Batman movie. They want that solo Batman film that we were gonna get.
We need that.
And on top of that, to be honest with you, now remember, once again, that's part of the Snyderverse. But Snyder was not going to direct that. That was Ben Affleck was going to direct that.
Yeah, he was writing and directing.
He was writing it too. And he was going to direct that. And we all know what happens when Ben Affleck writes or directs a movie.
Here comes the Oscar.
It usually gets an Oscar. So, we are
Batman is up for an Oscar.
I mean, just think about that though. Like, think about that. He got his respect because why would the fact that they would even consider him playing Batman and directing the Batman movie? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have clout, but he has a track record. He's proven his track record.
I mean, and what does that say? Above all of that, this solidifies the point of AT&T's stance of where they are and what they want and who they want to deal with. Look at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers jammed Ben Affleck. They pushed Ben Affleck so far into a corner. He was like, you know what? F y'all. Later for y'all. I'm done. Take it. Do what you want to do. I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace. He canceled. He altogether said, I'm not doing Batman. I'm not writing this one. I'm not having nothing to do with none of this. So don't call me. Find you another Batman. This is why you ended up with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Because guess what? If Warner Brothers wouldn't have gotten away and kept behind the scenes, kept getting in his way while he was trying to write what he was doing for Batman, we wouldn't be having this conversation right.
Yeah.
We actually probably would have been watching that movie.
We probably have had the movie by now. So it's like
we probably would have had 2 Batman movies by now.
We probably I know. Really. But they get in their own way as usual, and they mess things up for the future and going forward. So now The Rock has chimed in and said,
"Here we go."
Has put his 2 cents in. He said, "Yo, I think they should restore the Snyderverse." Obviously he's going to be on that side of the coin. He is definitely he's on the side of Henry Cavill being Superman, and I also heard that he's not in favor of the Black Superman either. So,
listen, when The Rock speaks, what does everybody do?
The Rock says, when The Rock says,
listen,
that's right.
You know
what he says. You know your role and shut your mouth.
Exactly.
That's what happens when The Rock says.
Listen, we call him dollar sign Rock, because that's what he is.
Now you got some star. Now with him campaigning, now you got some star power behind it. Now once again, the ball, like we said, I think I said it last week. I said ultimately the ball is obviously in AT&T's court. They're going to be the ones that make the decision as far as the Zack part go. Then it's once they decide or not, if they decide, yes, we definitely want to restore the Snyderverse, then it's the ball's in Zack Snyder's court. Then it's him saying, okay, let me see. Because Netflix, as AJ reported, Netflix had already offered Snyder an exclusive deal. They want him.
$90 million.
Right. They want him exclusively over there. Now, obviously, he can't take that deal if he has any ways of trying to do the Snyderverse over at HBO Max. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing for Zack. I'm very happy for him. Zack Snyder is one of my favorite directors.
Called karma.
Yeah, I'm very happy for him. He's a good dude. He seems like a good dude. Some unfortunate events has been happening to him. He gets thrown under the bus a lot. A lot of stuff. He gets a bad rep, in my opinion, when he is a true genius of an artist of what he does. Because as far as his visual storytelling and the way he does things, he really knows what he's doing with that stuff. When you watch some of those extras that they put on HBO Max of the Snyder Cut and his whole vision, they recap this whole vision from the beginning of this whole thing. It's just like, yo, what the hell is wrong with Warner Brothers, man? Like, what are y'all thinking? And yeah, of course, you're gonna have some fans some purists of Superman purists, and they first of all, the Superman purists, the people that like the old school, it's a bird, it's a plane. They've been mad with Zack Snyder since Man of Steel. They've been mad with Zack since Man of Steel. They've been mad with Zack since that, because they're just like, oh my God, I can't believe you made Superman so miserable and dark and we all know that, right? So
you're just gonna here on Earth with humans. What else is he gonna be? You're a god amongst
those people. You're not gonna get rid of them. That's just who they are. So, but that's obviously not the majority, because the majority of people are giving this Snyder Cut, good reviews. They're happy. They know that it's light years better than the theatrical cut, but not just better than the theatrical cut. It's good. It's a good film. You know what I mean? It's a good vision. And now this is like the ultimate preview to the vision. It's like, and it's like, once again, something that Warner Brothers obviously couldn't even see. You shouldn't have had to have the final version of this film to see where this universe is going. And
they still don't see it.
Yeah, they still don't see it. Well, now they see what happens is now they completely put their foot in their mouth, and you got all this stuff going on with Ray Fisher and all sorts of stuff. They look so stupid right now. All they're doing is defending themselves right now. They're playing damage control and defending themselves. You have the president of Warner Media, I forget her name, who's sitting there deflecting when it comes to the Ray Fisher stuff, saying that, oh no, we brought an investigator in, and the investigator determined that, yeah, no, he wasn't done wrong. That's basically what they're saying. And they're just, they got to stand behind what they said, which is where I think there's reports of Joss Whedon, them saying that they want to continue with Joss Whedon. I don't know how true that is, because Joss Whedon, we want to talk about toxic. Joss Whedon is toxic right now. Yep. You don't want him. You don't want him involved in nothing. If you're anybody, and if Warner Brothers actually wants to continue to work with Joss Whedon right now, that just tells you where they're heading as a company.
but really think about it. Why wouldn't they not? They're toxic. So why wouldn't you listen? Toxicity is toxicity.
Yeah,
it's just let them all get in a room and burn together. You know what I'm saying? And
you know what, Kev? I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't disagree with that, except for one point. Because I don't know if you guys would watch HBO, they had that excellent documentary on Allen versus Farrell, right? Mm-hmm. Many people have come out about Woody Allen, but studios still mess with him to this day. He still produces, he still makes movies for companies. So despite all that stuff, despite all the toxicity around him, people, Scarlett Johansson is out and out, outright defending him. So why wouldn't Warner Brothers still want to mess around with Josh Whedon?
Yeah,
I mean, frankly,
they're defending Josh. She defended Josh. Ralph, to your point, she defended Josh. She, meaning the Warner Brothers, the Warner Media president. She defended Josh in this interview that I was watching. She's like, yeah, they're standing by Whedon. So
Yeah.
You know, we'll see. Now Jay says, although Zack has done quite well with Superman, Superman could use a little more light, but it seems Zack has a very nice handle on Superman. It would be perfect with a teeny help from me. Yeah, Jay, I know. You give us some more of that comic background. But here's the deal. Let's just clear something.
You know what that means from Warner Brothers. But you know what that means from Warner Brothers. We're going to make Superman a little lighthearted so we can sell Happy Meals and sell Superman toy CDs.
Here's the deal. Let me. I'm going to address that actually, because when you think about it, what Zack Snyder did was, yes, he rebooted Superman, but what he also did was he took Man of Steel represents the very, very tip of the iceberg. Superman has not, and let's not forget, it's only been a few years between Man of Steel and what happens in Justice League. Superman's arc is still going. He hasn't reached the light that everybody wants. That hasn't come yet. Doesn't mean it's not gonna come. It doesn't mean it's not gonna come because
it's not going to come.
No, it is. It is because I'm telling you.
Follow what I'm saying. The reason why I say it's not going to come because it's not going to. This is not 1980. This is not 1970, and this is not 1960. We're living in the 2000s. We're living in the new millennium. So right now, the light that is shining now is realistic. It's not this. It's not this baseball and apple pie. I'll put it like this. It's not white privilege anymore. It's not white privilege filmmaking anymore. You're getting the real. You're getting exactly what happened. An alien landed on our planet. Other aliens are going to follow. There's going to be death and destruction. Things are not always going to be light and airy and gloomy, just like in real life. Yes, don't get me wrong. Yes, movies are for us to escape real life. But who's to say that escape from real life is not to escape? Because again, art imitates life. So who says that escape is not to escape into somebody else's reality? Which there are things that go wrong. There are things that go. There are things you don't. Life ain't always got a light on. Shit,
well,
my life ain't had a light on in 5 years.
I'm gonna really right. That's funny. I'm gonna really be honest with you. I know, right? I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm gonna be real honest with everyone out there. Maybe I'm just I'd like to think I'm a pretty, if you want to say lighthearted dude, whatever. Or maybe I'm just dark on the inside. I don't know. I fail and I continue to fail. I continue to fail to see this so-called darkness that everybody is putting over this Superman. And I'm just like, because you know what's the only thing that's missing is him being a goddamn buffoon as Clark Kent. That's the only lighthearted stuff that's missing. Yeah, okay, Superman's not going around saving a cat out of a tree. And he's, whatever. And basically what Joss Whedon did with when he reshot that scene in Justice League where he's like, I believe in truth. I also believe in justice. What? Like, shut up. That's so corny.
But
like,
listen,
who says that? Who ever would say that? I believe in truth.
I haven't seen.
I'm also a big fan of justice.
Listen, I haven't seen a cat in a tree since 1978. I'm fucking 50. Okay? Can we keep it a buck?
Even cats don't need saving anymore.
Listen, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it like Samuel L. Jackson told Captain America, told Steve Rogers in the elevator. When my granddad used to walk through the neighborhood, people used to say, hey, he say hi. They tell him to keep stepping. He grabbed that bag a little bit tighter. It's 2020. Yeah. We living in the 20s now. Listen, things ain't what they used to be. Hell, things ain't what they used to be in the 1980s and the 1990s.
It's not. It's completely different. But once again, I think the difference is, okay, I remember I read one writer, because I literally was doing a lot of research on this because even for my class, we were doing a script analysis and criticism class, and I did a lot of research on the Snyder Cut and Superman because I'm trying to get to the core of why what writers thought about what do they think about Superman and why they're so, whatever. So I remember one writer said, Zack Snyder's Superman, seems quite kind of miserable. He seems miserable and kind of this and unsure of himself and a little not unsure. He just said miserable, right?
Well,
and I'm
you'd
just
be
like,
miserable
well,
too if you lost your dad. You're still
I'm like, well, here's
dad.
the deal. He also feels, although he's been brought up by good human parents, but he still feels alone in this world. He feels alone in this world.
Should be.
He should feel alone, but he's right. He's the only person
he's the last
like
of
this.
He's
right,
the
he's the last of his
his
kind. His entire
and frankly, he doesn't know anything about Krypton. He knows it because whatever his dad said in the shit. But really speaking, he knows nothing about Krypton or being Kryptonian. Been raised,
you know what?
Now you find
Guess
out
what?
that I'm not. Guess
what? Guess what? You know what Superman is? Superman is a black man in America. That's what it feels like. You want to get to the bottom of
it? You can look at it from that way.
I don't know about that part.
Black in America, to be here in a land where they took your religion, they took your way of life from you, they stripped you of everything and made you a slave. That's the only thing that Superman hasn't experienced is slavery. And technically speaking, he's a slave to the people because they put him in a position, they put him in a godlike position. So now he can't do no wrong. He can't. He has to be this wholesome character. So they basically put restraints and bonds on him in that sense.
And
so
and breaking off what you just said, Kev. Here's the deal. Realistically, all of the because let's go back and if you go back and watch the old school Superman movies, what happens? Someone gets in trouble. They can freaking stub their toe. Oh my God, Superman, help! It doesn't matter what happens. Superman, help us! You stubbed your toe on inside your own apartment. Superman, help! So all of that weight is put on him. Okay, he's in a position where he can't be flawless, and he's still learning. He's still growing as a human, as a person. Trying to live as a human and accepting his own, heritage and all that stuff. So then remember in Man of Steel, he just basically revealed himself to the world. And then Zod comes and just basically sets him back how many years? Because
his whole life.
Exactly. He spent his whole life embracing humanity and becoming a for lack of a better phrase, becoming a humanitarian, becoming a human, because he's literally living the human experience as an alien. Well, he's an alien living the human experience.
Right, living spirit. Here's Jason from Here's the Icon. Another good point he puts it. Clark is still finding out who he is. In the Justice League cartoon, he has a line that he says he feels that he's in a world made of cardboard. Which is true. So yeah, that's deep. That's deep. He feels like he's in a world made of cardboard. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, you stub your toe and it's like, Superman, help me. So, so look what and think about it. Let's think about Superman 2, right? Zod is down. Zod, Ursula, and the other one. They're down there. They're effing stuff up, and then he decides to protect everybody. He has to fly away, draw them away. So he leaves, swallows his pride and leaves, right? Does the right thing. What do these goddamn humans do? He left us. He chickened out.
Phony.
Selfish motherfuckers. just like a real, again, that you want to know the epitome of white privilege. There's your privilege right there. That's your whole definition of privilege.
He said,
"How dare you? How dare you?"
He left us. He chickened out. Phony. So this is all this stuff, right? So that right there goes back to, he's still finding himself. And what Zack is doing is taking his time. Had Warner Brothers and let him. Let's think about this. We're now in 2021. We'd already be seeing the Superman that everybody has been complaining, or not everybody. Those people have been complaining about, because Superman would have probably fully arced by now, because it started all the way back in 2013. Is that when?
Wait, but Wes, can I say something about that though? But why is it necessary for him to have to arc to that when he's already doing?
Well, I mean, he's gonna arc to. No, what I'm saying is I'm not saying he's gonna arc to what the old school Superman is, but what I mean is he's gonna be that quote unquote beacon of hope that everybody talks about.
That's my point. That's my point.
He's gonna be that way. The reason why he's gonna be that way is because Batman said he's gonna be that way.
Well, number one, no. Wait, Batman didn't say he's going to be. Batman didn't say he's going to be that way. He said he is that way.
Said he is. He said
he's more human than I am.
Right.
He's more human than I am.
Right.
He's already
So he already saw it.
Let's go back to Batman versus Superman. What does he do in the middle of him chasing Batman inside of Lex Luthor party? Instead of him continuing on his quest to figure out, to talk to Batman and to pretty much expose him and tell him to stand down, what does he do? He turns and sees the TV in Mexico with the girl trapped in the building. And what does Superman do? Mm-hmm. He flies to Mexico.
Save the girl. To go save that. So another thing that Zack showed that wasn't shown in the past, that Superman is worldwide. I'm just not local. I'm worldwide. Saying?
So you're talking about this beacon of hope. Lois talks about it all the time. The S means hope.
Yeah.
Y'all talk about it. It's littered. It's literally littered throughout the movie, from the monument to the way people talk about him.
All of it.
What are y'all talking about?
Then you have the realism that comes in, where you have, which would really happen. You have some people that are overdoing it, like humans do, like Americans, and not just Americans, humans do. So you got some people that are worshiping him as a god, because that's just how the world is.
Just how people are.
That's just how people are. So you got some people that worship as a god, and then you got some people that kind of like how Batman was at first, that think, he's a threat to this world. I hate him. I don't trust him. I don't want him here. You're gonna have those people.
Case in point. All of you people, all of you purists, Superman purists. That's what you're doing. You're putting that old Superman on a pedestal and making him godlike.
Right.
Anything that anybody else does doesn't stand up to snuff, because that's not my grandfather Superman. Fuck your grandfather.
Yeah. So
I think with that you kind of sort of answer your question when that question, saying like, well, why is everybody dogging Zack Snyder Superman? Because of that reason. Because right there. And number two, when he saw that this thing was getting out of control, he leaves the city to drive them away. But in Man of Steel, he was like, I'm not going nowhere. We're going to deal with this right now. And all the destruction that happened, it just happened. But that's real life. If you're in a fight, I'm saying, think about this. If you're in a fight, if someone's threatening your family, right? And you're in a fight, you're not saying, wait, let's go take this 3 blocks away off of my blocks and nobody hears it. We're going to do this right now.
Ralph, say that again, Ralph. Say that shit again. Say it again, Ralph. Say it again. Because the people in the bleachers didn't hear what you said.
Yeah.
If all y'all out there that's dogging Snyder, if you got into a fight, someone was threatening your family, or someone was trying to jack your car, and you felt you wanted to fight, you're not gonna say, wait a minute, let me go 3 blocks away where nobody knows me so we can do this in private. No. Knuckle up right now. That's the truth.
So we can do this in private.
So we can do it in no privacy.
It's going down. It's on site, baby. It's on site. It's going down right now. And plus, let's be honest. it was no wins, especially the way Zod was fleshed out in this story. There was no real alternative. That's why he had to kill him. Which another thing everybody went crazy over. Oh, Superman doesn't kill. And I'm like, look, it was either he kills Zod or Zod kills that poor family that was stuck in the corner, was about to get killed because he wasn't going to stop.
But
General
guess what?
Zod was not going to stop. So what he did, he put him, first of all, if people can't see the irony in that, if people can't see the great writing deep beneath that, right? If you can't see that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. Because of the fact that not only did he have to choose, he had to choose between his adopted home and his heritage. Because Zod is his heritage. That's his heritage.
That's damn near his family. That's damn near his family. That was his father's
so he
man.
Had to choose. Right, exactly. He had to choose between his, even though this dude was wilding out, but even Zod had, like, they did a much better job with Zod, even though I love Terrence Stamp. But they did a much better job with Zod because they gave him a better arc. They gave him a purpose. They gave him purpose. Yeah, they gave him a purpose. He wasn't just, I want world domination. That's why he didn't care about world domination or anything like that. It's just that, it was the preservance of his
the preservation
people.
Exactly.
The preservation of his people and his world, of a world that was destroyed. So he had his purpose, right? As we always say, a good villain is a hero in his own story, right? He's the hero of his own story. And Superman had to choose, what do I do? He told him, stop it. He's trying to get him to stop. He said, never. And we all know that Zod is bred. He bred for this. That's what it was.
He's bred
for. Exactly. That's what he was bred for war. So he wasn't going to stop, which meant if Kal-El, a.k.a. Clark, would not have did what he did, then he would have had to watch that family get cut in half by Zod's heat rays, or
and then y'all would have been and then all of y'all would have took y'all pacifiers out y'all mouth. What did Zack
he let that family
die?
Right, exactly. They'd been saying he let the family die. He did what he had to do. And let's be honest, Superman, and I said to people before, when people, he doesn't kill, I'm like, Superman doesn't kill humans. But he doesn't really face people, the people that can actually fight him aren't human. So,
this is the reason why he never killed Lex Luthor.
Right, which is why he's a human. Like he said, which is like we said, like Jay pointed out, he is living in a world. He feels like he lives in a world made of cardboard.
You know
what I mean? Yeah. So, he's definitely. Jay said he's not at his peak. Brian Azzarello wrote in one place that sometimes Superman is not fast enough. Sometimes there are people that he can't save, but show us everything he can do. All right. So yeah, I mean, he's like I said, this Zack Snyder's Superman has not hit his full peak yet. He's still developing. He's going to develop even more. As you can see, he's already fast and all that stuff, because he's fast enough to. I still love. That's my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when he sees the Flash running, and the Flash is looking like, "Oh my God, he can see me."
That was kind of funny, though.
That is funny. He flashes running at him,
and his head doesn't turn. Just his eyes.
Everybody, yeah. This dude is fighting everybody at one time. Shows how powerful he is. He's fighting Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg. And then he looks and his eyes just glances over while Flash is moving. It's like, yo, Flash is like, oh my God, he can see me.
Wait a minute. I got a question. Ralph, did you watch Justice League, the new Justice League yet?
I have started watching Justice League. I had some birthday celebrations to do this week because I didn't get to the rest of it. But I have started watching.
Oh God, that's what I meant to say that because Tony, because AJ Perez said he was like he asked that too. He said, "Has Ralph?" He said, "Has Ralph finally watched Justice League?"
I am getting through Justice League.
He was with us last week, and he was saying so. He's so Ralph officially hasn't finished Justice League. How far have you
not
got?
finished it. I'm only on chapter 2. Well,
you're only on chapter 2. You didn't watch it.
Nigga, you only watched 20 minutes of the movie? You sit here telling me you only watched 20 minutes of the movie, and you out here speculating?
I've literally been on. I literally have not been here the entire weekend. I didn't get back until late last night. I'm just with some stuff. I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna get to Justice League. I'm just taking my time.
Yeah.
Don't hand me that crap. Lord have mercy.
Says, Ralph, Lord have mercy. Don't
hand me that.
Yeah, the whole chat room is going in on you, Ralph. They're like, "Come on, Ralph."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat room. I'm sorry, chat room. I'm just been a little busy this weekend.
Ralph, I want you to know, Ralph, you are making us look bad. You're making our show look bad. You're the only one who's not fully seen the Snyder Cut. All we do is talk movies. All you did was talk crap about what Zack Snyder would and would not do. And you ain't even watched the damn Justice League yet. You watched 20 minutes, Ralph.
No, wait, hold it. Maybe 30. Out with that one. Hold it. I have never said anything derogatory about Zack Snyder with concerns his Justice League. I said I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I think that Warner Brothers should have, and I said it before, I say it again. Warner Brothers should have stood out of his way. I have no doubt with that. None at all.
No, of course. Yeah,
problem is never Snyder. The problem is never Snyder. It's always Warner Brothers.
It's always Warner Brothers.
Except for Sucker Punch. Now, Sucker Punch is a different story. I don't like Sucker Punch. Visually, it looks great.
I like Sucker Punch.
I did not like Sucker Punch. But hey, everybody don't like every single movie that Spielberg made. That's just reality. So
not everybody. Everybody has their whatever. And people, like I said, and Sucker Punch is people don't like the story of it or whatever, but visually, Sucker Punch is probably one of his best looking films. Visually, it's one of his best looking films.
I like watching.
Crazy. But that's what's funny though. I mean, you got a little bit visually. You got a little bit of all of that. This Justice League. This version, the Snyder Cut, you got a little bit of all of that. Like you got a little bit of all his best films in this film, meaning like there's elements of it. Just like this, if you watch the scene with Cyborg and stuff, right? Even with the snowfall and the stuff, it reminded me of Sucker Punch. That part when the way he has he has these little elements. He always has these little elements going on in his thing, and even in stuff when it's not snowing, like you see like these little elements of things.
Yeah,
dust.
he's still
I'm sure you're probably going to say like the black and white version is a direct homage to 300 in some way, shape, or form. It probably looks like 300.
Well, not even the black and white version, even the whole version, the whole part of the movie with the mascara, with the Amazons. That was female 300. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Whole sequence. Yeah. And I'm telling you, those Amazons, boy, they were built great. There was one scene where they're trying to seal the cave. That one girl, I don't know who that actress was, but she was on point. Her abs was ridiculous. You saw her.
Was an actress. What I heard is
when she swung that hammer.
She swung that hammer. You saw those abs, yo.
Yeah.
What I had heard is that when they originally did Wonder Woman, that Jenkins put out a call to like a lot of female athletes that fit the description of what they thought an Amazon would look like. So a lot of women that were in the original Wonder Woman, they're not. Some of them are actors, but a lot of them are some sort of professional athlete, whether it's a soccer player or a volleyball player. I mean, there's a lot of athletes in them. So whoever the girl was probably wasn't that.
It could have been whoever Zack had in this one. The woman who, and you can remember that when you get to see that part, the one when they seal the cave. Keep your eye on the one woman who swings this big old hammer and knocks down, like what they had propping the cave up. She had to swing a big axe or a hammer or something like that to knock it out from under, so it seals the cave. Yo, the midsection was crazy. I was like, yo, this is 300. And they even had a scene with the rain of the arrows too, where you can see like the arrows. It just really gave you that 300 vibe. It was so cool.
The sun.
Oh, it was cool. Yeah, I know, right?
So, like I said, I have never said anything negative about Zack Snyder's abilities. And if anybody say yes, I'm gonna say this publicly. No, I don't think that the screw up that was Justice League was Zack Snyder's fault. It's clearly Warner Brothers, only Warner Brothers, only.
Yeah, it's really only.
It is not. Snyder ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's really their fault. Because on top of that, here's the deal. Let's be honest. Now, like I said, Zack Snyder, Joss Whedon, two different directors, right? Joss Whedon is a good director. Joss Whedon comes in to do what they want him to do. They tell him that he has to cut it down to under 2 hours, which he got it like a minute or two under 2 hours. He has to cut it down to under 2 hours. Then they want him to do all of this other crap. So he comes in.
No. I'm not totally absolving that dude.
No, I'm not absolving him. Let me finish. I'm not absolving him. I'm just saying.
Okay.
The bottom line is, had Joss Whedon have had Justice League from the beginning, maybe he would have did better if he had nothing to do with Snyder or anything like that. Possibly, because he is a good director.
I can agree with that.
Let's not be. He's an asshole, but that doesn't mean he's not a good director.
He is a good director. But what I meant by what I said was, he didn't have to do reshoots. He didn't have to do anything. If they wanted him to cut it down, he could have cut that movie down.
I think he had to, though. I think he had to do reshoots because they wanted him to lighten it up, turn on a light.
Oh, that's
whatever.
right.
So he was originally brought in to do rewrites.
Right.
So if he's doing rewrites, he kind of had to do reshoots because he had to take dialogue and stuff like that. So, and put in them stupid jokes he put in, stuff like that. Terrible. But I'm just saying, all of that stuff comes back to Warner. But I'm just saying, to Ralph's point, it all comes back to Warner Brothers for even thinking about doing that in the first place. If you really had Zack Snyder's vision in mind, you know who you should have brought in, people? You should have got in Chris Nolan. Because Chris Nolan was already down with Zack. He already knew Zack's vision. And if you really cared about Zack's vision, you would have brought Christopher Nolan to finish the film. Period.
Exactly. And and the one thing you wouldn't have did, and again, here it goes back to people not being able to let go of the past. They brought in the Russian family. What does that take you back
to? The Russian
of that, whatever you want to call it, type of when you have a blockbuster movie, there's always the family that gets saved. It's like, come on, we've seen this a million times. That was real
just
life.
A complete waste. Putting that Russian family in was a complete waste of time and energy and money.
They tied nothing.
They Warner Brothers. If you want to have a Russian family, maybe since you guys are screwing up anyway, and it's too bad it's not your property. I wouldn't surprise me if there would have been Ivan Drago and this kid, still getting beating over their wounds to getting their ass beat by Creed.
Yeah, Drago and them should have been in that scene.
I must break. He stands front of Superman saying, "I must break you." Superman said, "Oh yeah, really?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they should have had Drago in there.
Now that would have been funny. That would have made me spend my $14. Yeah.
Oh my God!
They did that because one of these idiots got them a damn Russian bride, or they're sending checks over to Russia and getting games.
No, probably so.
They did this. They did that. It was crazy. But anyway, so that's pretty much the story with that. So,
Godzilla.
Bottom line, to wrap up that whole storyline, obviously, we're going to see where this goes. We're going to stay on top of this. I truly believe, in my opinion, the best way for them to go, like I said, is for HBO Max to do something. And I believe the Snyderverse can and probably will continue via HBO Max. Now, whatever they end up doing, they got to deal with the theaters and stuff like that. I believe that is a very possible and doable way to continue Snyder's vision, Get that Batman movie. I think that's I'm gonna tell you right now. I think the Batman movie is happening regardless. I think they are really, really, really obsessed with getting Ben Affleck as Batman.
I don't think that's going to happen until they see this Matt Reeves version. I think that conversation.
They've seen it already. It's done. It's wrapped.
No,
wrapped.
I'm saying until I mean us. Till we see it, because we see it, it's like, oh crap. You know,
again, it's just
even
going to
though
be a
I don't think
standalone movie.
so,
but they've already determined that. I see what you're saying, Ralph. But remember, I think you're forgetting that the Matt Reeves thing is already dead. That whole thing is done. What you call it? They couldn't even work together. Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson could not work together. They kept bumping heads. So they're never working together again. That's done. So that's going to probably be a one-off, especially for him. It's going to be a one-off for Pattinson because Matt Reeves couldn't stand him. Matt Reeves said he was lazy.
I did hear there was a bunch of things going on.
I'm telling you exactly what he was lazy. He
didn't want to work out to get bigger.
Right, he didn't want to work out to get bigger. He's coming in looking all scrawny and stuff. He didn't want to work out to get bigger. And, then there was a whole COVID-19. They said that he lied and said he had COVID-19. This other stuff. All types of nonsense. Matt Reeves is done with him. So that's what I'm saying. That makes them even more want to scramble to get Ben Affleck back. Because we don't have a future Batman, or else you're gonna have to recast another person. So that's what I'm saying. This Batman is done. He's a one and out. He's a one and out.
Snyder Universe, Matt Reeves directs, Ben Affleck stars and writes. There you have it.
I can dig that. Because Matt Reeves is a good director. I can dig that. But Ben Affleck has to at least write it. And I think Ben, because remember, Ben was willing to let Matt direct. But he don't want to give up writing it. He didn't want to give up, and they kept stepping in too much with him writing it, and that's why he left the project altogether. Because it's just like, you know what? I already given up directing it. I'm okay with that. I want to write it. We can get someone else to direct it. They kept stepping in, so he bounced. So that's that. We'll keep our eye on that. We'll keep our eye on that going forward. So now. Godzilla versus King Kong. We are now in the zone for that. That is just a couple of days away, and
why didn't y'all release it on Friday? I understand y'all idiots changed. I understand y'all idiots changed the movie schedule, music to come out on Fridays. And now they change movies, and they change movies to come out on the same day as the DVDs or whatever the case, whatever they did. But y'all screwed up. You could have capitalized on having this whole weekend. It's the first weekend of spring break. I'm sitting around here searching through HBO Max for this thing because because y'all forcing me to go. Y'all trying to force me to go to movie theaters on a weekend by only making the movie theaters 3 days a week. So now you got everybody trying to go to the movies at the same time. I don't want to be in a crowded movie theater.
Well,
I appreciate it.
I think, which I actually got, it's Easter this weekend. I was like, it is?
Yeah.
Easter is Sunday. I was like, holy crap. I didn't even realize it was so close. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe they wanted, push it up a couple extra days.
I think they did it to spring break because this week, all the kids are home. Everybody's home. The majority of your movie-going experience is parents with kids. So it's Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong, whatever you want to have it. I'm Team Godzilla, by the way. And so you have the main movie-going audience is going to be parents with their kids, or at least with their teenagers, or teenagers who are those who weren't in school, they're home now. And so everybody's going to be able to go to the movie. So like this week,
they definitely missed an opportunity to capitalize if they wanted to try to do that. But it's coming out. What is it coming out in?
Wednesday.
2 days, 3 days? Yeah, Wednesday. 2 days. Should it be out? And then
Wednesday.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's
Tuesday, yeah. So I thought it was almost 12 o'clock. You know, we on this show. So
we ain't going to 12 today.
Yeah, I know. I ain't going to 12 tonight. I got to be up at 5:30.
So so anyway, now, okay. So Kev already said he's team Godzilla. He's team Godzilla. What about you, Ralph? What are you, team Godzilla? Or you team Kong?
See, I mean, see, Godzilla got that fire coming out of his mouth.
Literally, Godzilla got that fire.
I'm like,
that's actually radiation.
It's radiation.
Fire, radiation, but see me, I'm like, I don't give a goddamn what you got. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm taking Kong. Take Kong. Kong in 3. Kong in 3.
I'm going Kong in 3. I'm going. I'm rooting for Kong, man. But like I said at the top of the show, it's gonna be tough. I know in the trailer he's got like this axe thing, and I believe he gets that axe. I think that's the axe. Remember, that I keep calling it Middle Earth, but it's not Middle Earth. That's like from Lord of the Rings, right? And that's called Middle Earth, or whatever it's called. I think he finds that weapon somewhere, like in that little underground, where it's under the earth or whatever, in the middle of the earth, center of the earth,
one of the passageways to the.
Yeah. So that because remember they revealed that in the trailer, they revealed that they had this ancient fight going on between the species, or war or whatever. So maybe that's some sort of weapon that Kong's species had. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
He's the only surviving. He's the only surviving member of his literally. He's Superman. He's the only surviving member of his kind.
Yeah. So with that being said, that maybe once he gets that, I think it's gonna be like this. I think that sequence that we've been seeing in the trailer, I think Godzilla's gonna win the first round. He's gonna win round 1, even though Kong punched him. Kong gave him the ill punch, but he punched him back in the international trailer. He swung back at him. He like smacked him. He didn't smack Kong. So, Godzilla come with the open fist. He come with the open hand joint.
Yeah, open hand.
Yeah, the open hand joint.
The gorilla paw.
He came with but Kong came with the straight right hook. George Foreman. Bang. So that is funny, but I think that round Godzilla wins. Then they're probably gonna fight again somewhere in the middle, and then I think Kong might win the one when he has the axe. I don't know, and but then you have Mecha Godzilla in the mix, which eventually, I'm guessing they're gonna have to either band together to fight him, or one is gonna save one from the other. That's what's gonna end up happening. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna smack Godzilla upside the head with Mecha Godzilla. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna grab Mecha Godzilla by the tail, swing him around, and smack Godzilla.
I'm telling y'all, technically, listen. If we want to keep it a buck, technically speaking, Kong ain't winning against Godzilla. Godzilla just got to set him on fire, and it's a wrap. He just has.
Yeah, but I'm saying, as you can see, when he has that axe. That axe can counteract. You've seen it right there, dude. That axe can absorb.
He's got Windbreaker. That's what he's got.
That axe gun, all right, your Stormbreaker. That axe can absorb what Godzilla's spitting out, because you saw it right in the trailer. So that's protection right there from
and not
from
for nothing. In order for Godzilla,
from that radiation.
In order for Godzilla to hit Kong with a razor, Kong got to stand there long enough for him to hit it with. What, you think Kong can't jump out the way?
If they're wrestling, listen. If I could breathe fire, and you decide to grab me and we wrestling, guess what? I'm burning your face off. I'm breathing in your face.
But we all know that he gotta wind up for that. That's like he gotta wind up for. He can't just spit it out. He gotta wind up.
No. Not necessarily.
Well, we've only seen it in the two movies where it has to wind up like so. If I'm fighting you, and I see your spine start turn blue, guess what? That front grip I got you is now turned into either a side or a back grip. Like, go ahead, spit it out, but it ain't gonna hit me. I'm gonna beat your ass. That's what I'm gonna beat your ass.
Well, you know what?
I'm gonna smack you upside the head with the Statue of Liberty.
You gotta take that axe and put him in a full Nelson with that axe.
Yeah,
so he's so shoot about. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think when he gets the axe, it's gonna help him. Because when you think about it, like you just said, Kev, in all actuality, when speaking, it's like, okay, how can King Kong have a chance against Godzilla? Because Godzilla spits out the radiation and stuff like that. Spits that out his mouth. Well, this is why they wrote in the axe. The axe is going to protect him against that.
I think in that scene, I don't think that's actually Godzilla he's fighting in that scene. I think that's Mecha Godzilla that he was fighting in that scene. That he was using the accent.
We'll see, but he's. I think eventually they're probably gonna have 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Godzilla's gonna win maybe 2 to 3
rounds,
and then they're gonna have to fight.
It's gonna be one apiece.
Someone's gonna save someone from Mecha Godzilla. That's what I think is gonna end up happening.
It's gonna be 1 round apiece, and then they're all gonna come together and fight Mecha Godzilla. The only thing that I'm not feeling about this right now is the fact, and maybe it's gonna happen in another movie, is the fact at the close of King of Monsters, they alluded to the fact that that Monster Zero could come back, because technically Monster Zero can regenerate himself, and those guys from whatever country they were from, they sold the head of Monster Zero back to that dude.
Yeah. I did hear. I think I read somewhere about that. Yeah, that's definitely that factor does come to play somewhere in this film. I don't know where. But I know it does, because they still have the head. I think that company, what was it called? Monarch or whatever? I think they have it. I think they have the head.
Not Monarch. Not Monarch. No, it's the other guy. It's the environmentalist. The environmental.
Yeah.
They have it. They have it.
Yeah, they have the head. So it's gonna be interesting. But I definitely, I don't know, man. I've always. And it's funny because growing up, I watched both of these. I mean, I watched Godzilla even more because they had more like TV shows and movies of Godzilla.
Well, there were always more. There were always more movies of Godzilla than there were of Kong.
Yeah, than of King Kong. Yeah. So you watch Godzilla with all these different people. All these enemies he's fighting. So I'm going with that. But definitely, I'll be interested in it. They got the cast. They bring it back. Of course, Millie Bobby Brown, her character's back. There's a couple other characters back from the other movie, but then there's some new characters that they added in there. We'll see.
Man, forget all that. I just want to know who, because they just showed who you taking in the Mortal Kombat movie to win the whole thing. Sub-Zero.
Oh, Sub-Zero looks like a beast. I'm so happy they did him the way they did him. Sub-Zero, I was, funny as it sounds, I'm a big arcade guy, but I was never big on Mortal Kombat because I just wasn't good at it. Like, I was good at Street Fighter, but I sucked at Mortal Kombat. And the only one I did was able to do something with was Sub-Zero. Yeah, Sub-Zero was the only one that I could get busy with for some reason. And that was it. So I'm rooting for him. He's the only one I can get busy with. Everyone else, it didn't matter who. I don't care who you had. You beat me with them because I just was bad at Mortal Kombat for some reason. I was just bad.
You know what? I went to Friday. A friend of mine in the city. We went to Dave and Buster's. I had not known how much video games had changed. They literally had an 4 foot tall version of Pac-Man. It was called Pac-Man Versus, and it was like the size of like an old school big screen TV. And I was just looking at this thing like, oh my god! They had this big screen version of Centipede, but I tried out this Star Wars VR machine. Man, it wasn't even funny. It has this helmet that comes down, right? And you put the helmet on, And as so you and then it has like a stick that's like a lightsaber. So on the screen you have your lightsaber, and they have like those satellite balls that Luke was training with. And then stormtroopers are shooting at you, and Darth Vader is throwing garbage at you. It's crazy. Not for $7 again. Not for $7. It wasn't. It was. But Dave and Buster's is expensive.
That's worth $7 a game.
But David and Buster's is. But the last time I went to Dave and Buster's, which is probably like maybe 2018 or something like that, 2019. I went there and they had a Jurassic Park game.
I saw that.
A ride. It wasn't a game. Let me rephrase that. It was a ride. It was almost like a ride at Disney. Like it was a virtual experience, and you sit on, and it moved and everything. Like you're sitting on the ride, and you had the virtual glasses on, and it's like, oh, you're like falling down, and that shit was crazy. I had damn near take my glasses off one time. I was like, what the hell?
I ain't doing none of that. Y'all asking me to put on stuff that somebody else has had on.
I'm telling you that year I went to Universal, like that's when they first opened that Transformers 3D ride. It's the same thing, man. And that is so realistic. You really think that you're really in a Transformers movie. And
it's the same thing with the flight of passage, the Avatar one down here at Disney Animal Kingdom. They have the Avatar flight of passage, bruh. That is one of the best virtual things rides I've ever been on, and I'm afraid of heights. And even though you're not really on height, you feel like you are, and it gives you that 4D. You give you that 4D experience because also they shooting freaking smells and stuff at you. So it's like you swoop. You're riding on the back of one of those Banshees, and it's like the thing that you're sitting on. You have to straddle it like a horse or whatever, and it's like you're riding one of those things. And I mean, there's a part where you like swoop down by the water, and you like feel like you're getting wet. It's all crazy, it's crazy experience. It's a 4D experience. And it's like, you're in the cave, and there's a bunch of flowers, and you start smelling these smells, and you're like, oh man, and then you can even feel the Banshee breathing between your leg. He's taking, and I'm like, what the hell? Yo, this is crazy. Yeah. It is crazy, crazy. And I'm like, I was on that. I see, now I understand why this line is so long.
3 hours I was in that Transformer line. Three hours.
It was 3 hours.
Degrees weather in Los Angeles.
Thank God, as usual, I knew somebody. So I had went with someone who actually worked for Disney. So we was cutting all the lines. So it was like,
I would never do Disney or nothing like that unless I can get a pass. Like at age 50,
it's just not. Just doing it by yourself. I mean, just doing it on with no passes or no sort of cut the line situation. Oh Lord, bro, that's why they made so much money, because literally you have to spend if you're just coming from wherever, another country, another state, to come to Disney, you have to be here to experience it at least 7 to 10 days to fully experience Disney, because it's going to take you about 3 days in each park. Because if you're trying to really ride almost everything, because of the wait that you have to do,
I would never go. I'll never make it.
Well, no, I know, but these people, man, they come from all here, near and far, to come and wait on 3 hour line.
Yeah, and see, Universal knows that. That's why they sell something called the top of the line pass. It's like $300. Where you could just walk up and just show this card and jump right to the front of the line and mess that up. Yeah, and just put all kind of kids and be mad at you like, yo, Grammy, how come he just got there?
Great Adventures has the same thing. They have $150. Yeah.
And Disney has they have the fast pass. It's not much more money, but it's they go so fast. And the fast pass is not like that though. It ain't you just cut right through. It's just basically what happens is you're set up. It's almost like appointments. It's like you're set up at a certain time to go to that ride.
Right.
You got to be there at that time. and then your actual wait is only gonna be like maybe 20 minutes, if that. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't there, you just jerked.
Passed out. Passed out.
Moving on to the next person.
Go ahead to the
The
next
only
person.
cool thing that happened that day when I was in line was the woman I went with. It was a friend of mine, but she said, Ralph, they go Juliana Moore over there. I was like, where?
Oh,
and Juliana Moore, like where the lines is like that zigzag. Juliana Moore is basically standing like right next to me. And I was like, oh shit, but she's like, no, don't say nothing to her. Don't say nothing to her. I was like, what? She's like, she's with her family. You know, she's entitled to some downtime. And I was like,
right.
But it's Juliana Moore, man. I mean, Moore. You know?
Yeah, that's funny because when you do that, so that they have all of that, man.
That's the only thing that's the only thing this pandemic messed up for me. Like this year.
Oh, the pandemic messed that up. I mean, trust me, there's still people down there at Disney. They still down there.
I mean, I was talking about for me personally.
Just for yourself.
This year.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to do this year. I was for this. Well, it was supposed to start this spring. As soon as the amusement park started opening, I wanted to hit every Six Flags in the country. And
okay.
I was going to go by myself, obviously, because I couldn't. I don't have the money to pay for me, my daughter, and for Aiden. And Aiden can't ride on everything anyway.
Yeah, he's not even big enough to ride on everything. Yeah.
But it's not a place like that. Ain't even no place. It's not even fun going to these things by yourself. You're like, oh, I go by myself.
What are you talking about? I've gone to adventures plenty of times. But Ralph, I am a by myself person. I don't need other people for me to have fun.
I get it. I mean, I was, I've been here since 2015 here in Central Florida, and I've only been to Disney twice, believe it or not. I was just, because really, like, once you go to Disney, you get all Disneyed out. Other than that, it's just like, I was like, oh, I want to go to like Hollywood Studios because, that Hollywood Studios, has stuff like the Star Wars, and they're constantly building new stuff. So that stuff like that you want to go to, but I only went there twice. I went there once, like just on our own. Went there and we had fast passes, so we didn't have to wait a lot in the stuff that we wanted. And then the second time I went, I had the person who worked for Disney, so I was pretty much going on whatever I want. But I really went specifically to go to the Avatar. The Avatar.
The only thing I do want to the only one thing I do want to do is I do want to go to Galaxy's Edge. That's the one.
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge.
I really want to go to that.
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge is crazy.
And
they got so much.
They say if you go there that it's like you have to bring some change in your pocket because it's expensive. Like the drinks and everything there is like crazy expensive.
Yeah,
especially if you're talking about especially if you're like a souvenir person. And you like to buy stuff. They're like,
One of the coolest things about Hollywood Studios with that whole Jedi stuff is it's real cool when all the kids, they got the Jedi Academy with the younglings. Like if you have a kid, you can actually take your kid to the Jedi Temple or you take it to like the outpost, and your kid can they line your kid up with a bunch of other kids. And they give them their lightsabers and they put the robes on them and they march them to the Jedi Temple. All of that stuff happens. When they get to the Jedi Temple, they get lightsaber training. And usually they do like a whole little show. They got the actors there doing what they do. So you got the whole show where Kylo Ren comes out. I think they have one. Sometimes they do one where Darth Vader comes out. Stuff like that. Now, the cool thing about that, I wish I would have been there, but Mark Hamill, who is not only, obviously, the legendary Luke Skywalker, but he is a big fan of the Star Wars, the whole lore, the whole thing, the whole saga. And he showed up one time and actually came out during that little thing that they were doing where you have Kylo Ren come out, whatever. Yeah, Mark Hamill was there one time. I think they said one time, actually, what's his name? Adam Driver showed up one time and was actually in the Kylo Ren outfit. It was like crazy. Like they really
that would be cool.
Well, that would have been
cool.
Take that experience. That's what Galaxy Edge is. Galaxy Edge is everybody's in character, and they don't break character. Like
they don't break
from
character.
like from the bartenders on down, everybody's in character. When you
Everybody's that's awesome though. And you know what's awesome about it is too, it gives actors work. It gives them opportunity to work.
I think also, don't they make you, because as a matter of fact, I think at Galaxy's Edge, don't they make you have to dress up, I think, or something? When you're there?
I don't know if they make you do it, but they encourage it, and they may have like things. Of course, they have things you can even buy and put on right away. Like if you didn't come, not everyone owns a Jedi outfit or anything from Star Wars. So they have things that you can purchase. And I'm just rewinding real quick back to the Avatar thing. I wanted to add, I didn't get it. I wish I would have, because I see, this is why you don't take things for granted, people. And life is too short. And I never made it back there now that we have the pandemic. At the end of the Avatar ride, you go through, of course, merchandising. You go to the merchandising store on your way out. But you could literally have an Avatar doll made in your image.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could be turned into an avatar and they make the doll. The doll is like $100. It costs like $100. Or it not even be it's less than 100, but it's close to it. Yeah, but it's literally like the size of like a Barbie doll. Like it's pretty, it's kind of like how a Barbie doll. It's kind of pretty nice size. Like but it's really like not even a Barbie doll. It's like like those figurines you buy from comic book stores and stuff like that. It's like that.
Like
so
they
a made really well. No, not a Funko Pop. Like a fig. How like you get like if you go buy a Batman figurine from like a comic book store.
You get an 8-inch. You get an 8-inch scaled Batman, Superman, Lobo, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Like
a figurine.
It's like one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really like good made. Like
it's not like the it's not like the 6-inch action figure. It's bigger.
It's the big. I'm just used the Barbie as a size. Those dolls are kind of tall as dolls. It's like that size. And they actually you go through the whole process.
That's like an 8-inch. That's
it's like an 8 inches. Yeah, they scan your face. They turn you into the avatar, and
it's
then
about the same size as the GI Joe with the constant grip.
Yeah, that's the original GI Joe. Yeah, toy doll, not the action figure. Right. So So anyway, I wanted to say before we wrap the show up. So the NAACP Image Awards went on last night, which was it last night? I think night before Sunday, whatever last night. I know I didn't watch it, but here's what it is. So here we have our. I'll just run down the winners real quick.
They basically just give awards out to people who didn't get one.
Who's black?
Okay. Yeah.
You just get an award for being black, whatever. So NAACP gave the overall awards. They gave the Hall of Fame award to Eddie Murphy, which is,
anyway,
that's warranted, of course. He gets the Hall of Fame award. Entertainer of the Year goes to DJ D Nice. I thought that's pretty cool. They gave that award to D Nice. He deserves it because he
almost single-handedly saved last year. I'm sorry. That first night he came on, he had the world on.
He did. He gave a lot of people something to do in the pandemic and made us feel for a second, a moment.
I think
we weren't in the pandemic. He was like he
didn't even watch it.
Yeah, he did his thing.
He was on like 9 hours straight, and it was big. You see Michelle Obama coming up in there, and
Club Quarantine. He was calling it Club Quarantine. He was like, "Yeah, we up in Club Quarantine right now."
He had everybody was in that room.
He was killing it. He was jamming too. He was
9
jamming
hours
because he was
straight.
going. He was going from every era. He was in the 70s. He was in the 80s. He was all over the place. He was doing disco. He was doing house music. He was doing everything. He was killing it.
He was
like
killing it.
It was like one long ass house party. There's one long ass house party, and people was literally niggas was like people was really going to sleep, getting back up and going back.
He was still going back to the club, man.
I give him props for that. That was dope. It was a dope idea to do it. And it really helped a lot of people, just as far as just help him for that one moment get through it,
Yeah.
So that he got the Entertainer of the Year award. The Chairman's Award went to Reverend D. James Lawson. The President's Award went to LeBron James. Social Justice Impact Award went to Stacey Abrams. Yeah. And then out of motion pictures, outstanding motion picture, Bad Boys for Life.
What?
Outstanding actress in a motion picture was Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Outstanding actor in a motion picture, Chadwick Boseman in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah, please stop it.
Outstanding supporting actor in a motion picture, Chadwick Boseman, The Five Bloods.
No, please stop it.
Yeah, outstanding supporting actress in a motion picture was Felicia Rashad in Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey.
Yeah.
Right? Then we have outstanding ensemble cast in a motion picture, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Then you have outstanding breakthrough performance in a motion picture, Madeline Mills, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. Mm-hmm. Outstanding breakthrough creative motion picture, Nadia Halgren in Becoming. And then you have outstanding independent motion picture, The Banker. Outstanding.
That I agree with.
The Banker.
But what happened to Soul? What happened to Soul? Soul should have been in there somewhere.
What happened to One Night in Miami?
Outstanding international motion picture, Night of the Kings. Then outstanding writing in a motion picture, Rad Blank, the 40-year-old version, not virgin. It's called the 40-year-old version. Outstanding directing in a motion picture, Gina Price Blythewood for The Old Guard. And outstanding animated motion picture, Soul. There you go. Outstanding documentary film, John Lewis, Good Trouble. Outstanding short film, live action, Black Boy Joy. I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. Outstanding short film animated, Canvas. Then we have outstanding character voiceover performance in a motion picture, Jamie Foxx for Soul. And then I don't really care about the movies. I mean, the music stuff. Who cares? It's just a bunch of people that I don't listen to.
The Audrey Day win?
Audrey Day for what?
The Audrey Day.
You mean Andrea Day? Yeah.
For what?
The Andrea Day.
Well,
for like music.
Well,
did she win?
Oh, on the music?
Yeah.
Look, I'm scanning through it and I do not see an Andrea Day. All I see is Chloe and Haley.
She'll probably win. She'll probably win next year.
Janae Aiko, Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion.
She's probably gonna win an Oscar for the people versus
Doja Cat,
Billie Holiday.
Oh yeah, Billie Holiday.
Right, yeah, the Billie Holiday one. Yeah, she'll probably get an Oscar. Okay, yeah, so that's not in there. Television, outstanding drama.
What?
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. What for? Harley Quinn?
Huh? Doja Cat. She won a song. Outstanding new artist.
Yeah, because she is a new artist. I agree with that.
Outstanding new artist. Okay, so now we jump to television. Outstanding drama series, Power Book 2 Ghost, which was very cool. I was very happy for them. I saw I follow Paige Heard. She was excited. I saw her put up, we just won outstanding drama series. So good for them. Don't really agree with it, but good for them. That should have been Lovecraft Country, but whatever. I don't know. Outstanding comedy series, Insecure. Outstanding talk series, Red Table Talk. That's
anyway.
Jada Pinkett and her entanglement.
Entanglement.
Outstanding reality program, reality competition or game show, Celebrity Family Feud. There goes Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, because that's that is
outstanding
really good.
variety show, series or special, versus. So they gave versus gets that. So which also versus kind of picked up where DJ D Nice left off and kind of just gave everybody something to do during the pandemic, something to look forward to. And it actually did help. I mean, it helped every artist that went on Versus, because every artist that went on Versus, their streams went up every time.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to the next one though. SWV versus Escape.
Oh yeah, that's what they're doing.
Real talking. I would have preferred it, but although Lisa's not here. SWV versus TLC. The Battle of the Letters, I thought that would have been better. But
That's cool, but I think TLC would have smashed them. I think TLC needs the only team. I think the only group that could have hang with TLC is Destiny's Child, as far as super group and how they are. You know what I'm saying? They were so big. Their hits were so big. They were so big. That would break the internet. Destiny's Child versus TLC would break the internet. You know what I'm saying? If they did that.
I'm still saying they need to do that versus Beyonce versus Rihanna. I think that would
Beyonce versus Rihanna would break the internet as well.
That would destroy the internet.
That would break the internet. Beyonce versus Rihanna would break the internet. But I also think TLC versus Destiny Child would break the internet.
Yeah,
I'm going with Rihanna because Rihanna's fine.
I know, right? Well, Rihanna, I mean, not even that, bro. Rihanna has a lot of hits, dude.
A lot
of hits. So, and Beyonce can't use Destiny Child stuff if she goes on.
She gotta do all her
solo verses.
She got some solo.
Actually, she can.
No, not in the solo one.
No,
she can't use that.
Solo stuff.
She can't. She got to use her solo stuff. She would too. I don't think she would use any Destiny Child stuff.
Yeah,
Only thing that she would use from Destiny Child is "Dangerously in Love" because that's her song. She wrote that song. That was her song. Even in Destiny's Child, that was her song. So that's why she put it on her own album.
She probably would use "Independent Woman." I think she wrote that. I think she wrote "Independent Woman."
She might use that.
Yeah.
All right. So let me finish this off. So Versus wins that. Good for them. Outstanding news information series. The New York Times presents The Killing of Breonna Taylor. Then outstanding children's program, Family Reunion. Then outstanding animated series, Doc McStuffins. Outstanding actor in a drama series. I cannot pronounce her name. It's Regine. Is it Regine Jean Page? Bridgington. That's Shonda Rhimes. Isn't that Shonda Rhimes?
That's Shonda Rhimes. Yeah.
That guy
show on Netflix. Yeah.
That one guy. He hosted Saturday Night Live. I guess he's supposed to be like the heartthrob of the show where when he says something, girls just like fall out over him. I was like, come on, son, really?
Right. So, outstanding actress in a drama series, Viola Davis, How to Get Away with Murder. That's still on?
Come on.
Nope.
That ain't even on no more, is it?
Yeah, it is. But still, that should have been Journey Smollett. Sorry.
That should have been Journey. Yeah, it should have been Journey Smollett. Okay. Outstanding supporting actor in a drama series, Clifford Method Man Smith in Power Book 2 Ghosts.
Okay, I don't want to hear no more. Fuck this.
Maybe
you totally blew off Lovecraft.
No, I'm about to make you bro, Kev, I'm about to make you even more mad. Outstanding supporting actress in a drama series, Mary J. Blige, Power Book 2 Ghosts.
Fuck out of here.
Outstanding actress in a comedy series, Issa Rae. Insecure, of course.
No.
Outstanding actor in a comedy series, Anthony Anderson, Blackish. Outstanding actor, supporting actor in a comedy series, Dion Cole in Blackish. Outstanding.
Stop.
Blackish is just put it like this. Blackish just swept 4 straight categories for outstanding supporting actor and actress, outstanding performance by a youth series, special television movie, or limited series. That is also Marcia Martin Blackish.
Wait a minute. For that one, I'm gonna say yeah.
For the youth, yeah.
For the
but
youth,
she also won. She also won supporting actress as well. So they gave her supporting actress and youth actress. Then outstanding writing in a comedy series. Michaela Cole, I May Destroy You, episode 112, Ego Death. Then outstanding writers. He's like,
the fix is in.
Look. This is why I say, and everybody knows Kevin supports. I support my people. You cannot support everything your people do. Like you can't. It's like supporting. It's like supporting drug dealers. You can't support them for killing the culture. You totally bypass. There's so much stuff that I could call out that are they even in tune? Again, this is these old ass people or the gatekeepers, because everybody was watching Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's not even, bro. That's not even in here. It didn't get anything. It didn't get not one thing. It didn't. Lovecraft Country. I don't know if it got nominated, but I don't know if they even did nominations with this. They might have just gave out awards.
Don't nobody give a damn about Mary. And I love Mary J. Blige, but don't nobody give a damn about her being a drug dealer's wife.
Not in that. Yeah, not in that show. Like she that wasn't nothing. She was another version of Tasha.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the actresses. I'm gonna be honest with you. All of the actors in Lovecraft Country should have got something. They were all excellent. They were all.
I know it's a black show, but even the white girl should have got something.
Let me tell you something. The one who plays her sister,
yeah,
awesome. When she was turning into the white woman and stuff,
awesome. Yo, did you? I saw this the other day. Did you know? You know who that girl is? Remember the beginning of Batman vs Superman, where you ever cut where the woman is testifying before Congress? That's her.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
I was like, but she. Certainly, Michael Williamson. If anybody,
man, bro, and none of them got nothing. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, and I'm going down the list now, and I got past. That's the end of television. Then they got television. The last thing is television or motion picture. Outstanding directing in a documentary, television or motion picture was Keith McQuarter and By Whatever Means Necessary, The Times of the Godfather of Harlem, and then outstanding writing in a documentary went to Soul. So, television or picture. I'm sorry, not Soul. It's Mr. Soul. That was the name of the documentary, Mr. Soul. So,
and y'all talked about Hollywood needs to change. Listen.
Yeah, this is bull. Just like Jimmy A said, this is bull. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This is crazy. How do you not give Journey Smollett an award for what she's doing in Lovecraft Country? And the dude, the main dude. Come on, man. Like we said, half of that, almost that whole cast. Actually, not almost that whole cast, including the young girl.
Especially
the girl when she was running from them old crazy. Oh Lord, that was
the Jigaboos. That episode creeped me out. The Jigaboos. Like, yo, you really called that episode the Jigaboos.
Listen, when you look at that episode, that's how I know I'm gonna get killed for this. But this is what that episode is. That's what white America sees when they see black people. Not that they see demons, but that's how they fear. That's why they fear us. Like that fear that you have watching that. Like to me, there's two people. There's two cultures that scare me the most when it comes to horror: Jewish culture and black people when it comes to horror, and Hispanics when it comes to horror. I don't know why. But for some reason, horror and those three when you mix them, like I worked in synagogue.
Yeah.
We used to because we used to work at a synagogue over in Oceanside, and sometimes when we as a busboy, we would be there till 2-3 o'clock in the morning after bar mitzvahs or whatever were over. So sometimes we would, there was no way for us to get home, and nobody wasn't spending their money on a cab to go home. So we would stay at the temple or behind the stage. I was scared to death sleeping in there. Because horror movies with Jewish protagonists and stuff, that just it freaks me out. Black people freak me out in horror movies. Like it's just
when I saw that
supernatural.
What that episode reminded me of was that movie Us.
Yeah.
When I saw that them girls, doing, I was like, that reminds me of the movie Us.
They did a damn good job with Us. Us was beautiful. I wasn't.
I'm saying that was creepy stuff though. So like you see, them girls was like, yo, that was crazy. Yo, it took me and the wife forever to finish Lovecraft Country because we have the little baby. And I don't want my kid seeing these images before she go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? She don't understand what's going on, but I don't want those images in the spirits around her. You know what I'm saying? So we had to stop watching it for a while. And, because then when she was finally go to sleep, we finally get a chance to watch it. And I was just like, yo, this episode was creepy.
I know, man.
Oh, man. That messed me up. But anyway, that's the end of the day. I mean, whatever. I mean, I just wanted to go over it.
You can't support everything that people do. That's all I'm saying.
Can't support everything people do. I went over it because it was what it was.
If you're gonna talk about what Hollywood needs to change, listen, y'all fools need to change some of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody's saying. I'm gonna get kicked in the teeth for this one too. People acting like Eddie Murphy can't do no wrong. Whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, they're the whole thing of them. Well, I don't know what people. I don't know where that is going. People act like Eddie Murphy can't do no wrong. I don't know about that. They've been kind of killing him left and right on certain things. But, him getting whatever they give him, whatever award or whatever. I mean, Eddie, he does what he does.
It's deserved. Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah, I go with that.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
He deserves it.
I mean, he needs more. He needs more from other places. Lifetime Achievement Awards. You know what I mean?
He's robbed of an Oscar. Sorry. Robbed of an Oscar.
Right? No, he robbed him. He robbed himself of that Oscar because he should have got that Oscar.
Everybody says that. Everybody says because the movie after Dreamgirls was Norbit. I don't like Norbit. Is funny as hell if you really sit back and watch it.
That's not what I'm talking about. There was some other stuff that he did, some public stuff that he did that I think screwed him up for that Oscar. It had nothing to do with Norbit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was that happened, but it was some public stuff that he did.
I think it might have been. No, I think I don't know if this was. Nah, but this was after the fact. I know
him hosting the Oscars. That was
but that was after the fact.
Yeah, it was like what's the name?
With Brett Ratner.
Brett Ratner. That was later.
Yeah.
But
he later. But he backed out of it. He backed out of it because
he should have.
Yeah, because of the whole thing that went on with all of that stuff. But I don't know. But either way, career wise, Eddie is the legend. So they give him his flowers now, man. You know what I mean?
He gets his flowers regardless. Everybody always gets them. Like that. Not truly. No.
I mean, he hasn't come out of nowhere in a while.
Eddie is one of those. Eddie is one of those people where everybody gives him his flowers. Like
no, they don't give him his flowers. They give him his respect. They give him his respect. But they don't give him his flowers. They don't give him that's still giving him his flowers. Because a lot of people speak highly of him. Like you don't. Eddie Murphy is in one of those. Eddie Murphy just like Robert De Niro and like there's a bunch of people that you can call it like Robin Williams. Yeah,
there's a bunch of people that you can call out like that. Like their presence and their persona in Hollywood goes beyond an award. You follow what I'm saying? To a degree. Like where it's like how Nori puts it. We want to give people their flowers. Like I think Eddie Murphy just with Coming to America 2 alone shows how much flowers he gets for that. Even though a lot of us didn't agree with it and didn't really.
Well, I mean, I actually think I don't say the opposite, but I mean he got a lot of. Yeah, I didn't like the response that came out of Coming to America 2. I think people expected too much out of it. Number one, and it was really that was something that was put there for us to have fun with and watch and get a few laughs and while all of this garbage is going on.
What people were expecting, they were expecting like I won't say they were expecting like what they got in the first one. What they were expecting, like the first one, is a story. Where was the story? There was no story. It was just like a whole bunch of homage being paid. Like I said, like I forgot who I told, but I turned it off after when the bastard son started rapping. It's like, what the hell is this? I turned that shit off. It took me 2 days before I turned it back on again to finish watching it. And don't get me wrong, it was cool. Like again, Wesley Snipes saved the day, in my opinion. Him and a homegirl was a little bit funny. I don't like Tracy Morgan. I think Tracy Morgan is just whack. But anyway,
he take that shtick and keep running. It's the same shtick. Like, come on, man.
Every
movie is the same thing. I mean,
that's his thing.
You were kind of funny on Saturday Night Live.
Everything he does, not just the movies. If he's in
30 Rock,
doing the last OG, he's the same way.
Same thing. Come on, man, really?
That's him. That's his thing.
You want to somebody with zero range. Somebody with zero range. You if there's a picture in the dictionary of zero range, Tracy Morgan's picture is right there.
Well, isn't he playing? Isn't he doing a biopic? He's actually supposed to be doing a biopic. So if he has any range, we're about to see if he has it. I want to say no. It's of a famous person. I think it's like a musician or somebody. I want to say oh my God, what the hell? Who was? Let me just look at it real quick. It was Tracy Morgan.
As a lead?
Yeah. He's Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong.
Oh, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Man. Good night. Don't forget about us.
Armstrong. Louis.
Don't forget about us.
I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. So we'll see.
You know what?
And it's gonna happen. And I'll tell you why it's gonna happen. Because he's actually self-financing it for most of it. He's probably gonna put up most of the money, and then maybe a studio will finish it off.
Lord, help me! Lord, help me! Whatever.
Louis Armstrong,
help me.
Is Tracy Morgan.
The only person that could have played Louis Armstrong. I think he's dead. The guy, the chubby guy. I think he was in. Oh God, what movie was he in? God, I can see his face, but I can't get his name. But he has cheeks. He's the only person that
I know you're talking about. You talking about the dude from Life. Remember he was in Life?
Yes.
When he was like, let it ride. Let it ride.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's still alive.
Big jaw. I think he's still alive. I can't remember.
Yeah, he was in Collateral. Yeah. I think he's still alive.
With the big old jaw. Yeah. He got
he's
the
big only
chest.
person.
Let it ride.
Let it ride.
My man, let it ride.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's we about to see.
And watch this motherfucker get a goddamn. Watch he get a damn Oscar for this bullshit.
Yeah. He definitely go. He probably definitely gonna get a NAACP.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because people gonna sit and say, well, Jamie Foxx was doing Wanda and Jamie Foxx show. Nobody thought that he could do Ray. But Jamie Foxx had real talent other than making people laugh. He could sing, he could play music. He had more range. So unless
above all
Tracy
that,
Morgan can hit the piano or he can play a trumpet,
and above all of that, Jamie Foxx he's a student. Jamie Foxx was raised to be a student, like, because his grandmother was a pianist or whatever the case may be. So he was trained how to be a student. He was trained that way. So whenever he does something, he studies what he's getting into, because especially after he did whatever that movie was where the director told him he couldn't act. He said he sucked. Yeah. From that point forward, Jamie Foxx made it his business to do everything he could to make sure that that would never happen again. So with Ray,
Jamie's you're right. He's a student of this whole craft, from everything, from his music to his acting to his comedy, and he picks his people that he studies in each level and each version.
He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite actors. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite actors.
Very good actor.
I love that dude.
I don't know if he's one of my favorite, but he has been in some of my favorite films, I think. No, he's a really good actor, though. I definitely would. I like him.
I wish
there's not too many films. There's not too many, and I'm talking about maybe early. Right. Yep. There's not too many films, especially later in his career, that I got to go all the way back to, like,
Booty Call,
old stuff, Booty Call, for me to say I don't
care about the comedy stuff. I'm more into the action and his dramas. That's what I like him in. Like, he's good with that. Like, he's really good. Like that's his lane. Like, I wish we could get more action Jamie Foxx, because that's literally his lane. Like,
he don't do action too tough. He'll give you a good drama. He give you some good dramas.
No, he does action pretty good.
But yes, he doesn't do very many action movies. Most of his stuff is like drama.
He did Miami
The one
Vice.
he just did. The one he just did was like an action movie. It wasn't an action movie, but it was like a drama action movie. The one he did on Netflix, the superhero one.
That one.
I didn't see that one. I didn't even know about that.
Oh, that one was good.
It's called Power. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Power.
Check out. It's on Netflix. It's called Power. Yeah, it's basically about like a drug that gives you, temporarily gives you like enhanced abilities and stuff. So,
but I'm looking forward. He got that Tyson buyout comment.
The Tyson film. He's gonna kill that.
That's gonna be good.
He's gonna kill that Mike Tyson film. He is gonna kill it. And he's been, oh man, I've seen things popping up with Mike Tyson. Is like, excited to see what he does with it. So shoot, we'll see. Anywho, we'll wrap that up right there. We'll see where all of this plans out. NAACP Awards, whatever. And
exactly.
I gotta end it. I was gonna start on this note, but I gotta end it on this note because I have to say what I have to say, and only because it pertains to television, sort of. Now, everybody all of these parents, and I made a post about it earlier. All you people who are outraged, and don't get me wrong, I can't stand the little clown anyway. About this dude, the little Nas X dude, who I've never ever, I've said from day one, he is not. He's supposed to be a rapper. I said this dude ain't no rapper. Number one,
he's a country rapper.
He could be a rapper, but he ain't hip hop. He ain't a hip hop artist. Yeah,
no, he's a country artist.
He is not. He's not a country artist either. They kicked him out of country. They took Old Town Road off of the country charts. But anyway, I said back then, I thought that song was stupid, and but he hit with it. He did what he did. So now he comes out with this video for his latest song, where he's, basically playing, he goes to hell and he seduces the devil. He gives the devil a lap dance and he's getting back shots from the devil. And he I'm serious. And then he takes the devil's horns. I guess he kills the devil. He snaps his neck and takes his horns. And I guess, I don't know. So And then he's got a partnership with Nike that put this shoe out. It's called
he don't.
Yes, well, there's a partnership. Okay, maybe it's not a partnership, but they made the shoe, right?
No, they did not. Nike is suing him for copyright.
Oh, they suing him? Okay, so good then. That's good. I'm glad that they didn't have anything to do with it because niggas was like, but anyway, from what he allegedly had said, he had this shoe that he's been putting this ad out that said he's coming out with this shoe with Nike called the Satan shoe, and it has a drop of human blood in the sole of the shoe. The sole of the shoe is red. They got pictures of it and everything.
Sure does.
Let me tell you something. This dude is a clown, first of all. Second of all, I'm sitting there like, yo, now here's my point about this. You got so many people coming out supporting him too. These artists, right? Because they want to do the whole world is art, right? Okay, whatever. But I said, my post. No, wait, let me finish. So my post that I put out, and everybody, all these outrage, right? Everybody's outraged. I said, well, look, my post was this. I don't know if I can read it verbatim, but I basically said, now, all you parents probably feel stupid that you let your kid listen to Old Town Road because he just admitted in a tweet, because when someone else had criticized him about it and was like, man, I just wish he would have gave a disclaimer about this thing, and Old Town Road, all the kids were singing it. He responded to that tweet by saying, I was literally singing about lean and adultery in Old Town Road. You let your kids listen to it, that's your problem.
But he's right.
Wait.
You know what?
Finish. He is right about that. So what I'm saying to people is, all you outraged people, all of a sudden, when I told y'all from the beginning that this dude was a clown, and second of all, I said he is a clown. He is a clown, but that's a whole nother story. And I said Old Town Road or any of them songs. I said, why is this guy performing? I said, how stupid do these schools feel for booking this guy? He's singing this song at schools to your children. Not only you letting the children listen to it and sing it, whatever, that is your problem. He is doing what artists do. He's doing his job, what he does. And if you choose as parents to let your children listen to these songs, that goes for him, that goes for Cardi B, where everybody was outraged over WAP and all this other stuff, the performance on CBS, which CBS is on some bullshit, because you would air that performance of them basically being Scissor Sisters, but you worried about Janet Jackson's Super Bowl performance. But you still aired Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion being Scissor Sisters.
It's two different platforms, though. Two different platforms.
It's still a CBS. It's still a big platform. It's still a CBS.
Yeah,
it was the award show. It was the Grammys.
Yeah,
Grammys is another big platform.
But the Super But the Super Bowl is a Super Bowl.
Not as big as the Super Bowl, but that
was a wardrobe. But that was a wardrobe malfunction. This is an actual dance performance. An artistic performance. Well, it's to me, there's no difference between the two. I just think with the Janet Jackson thing, but which I think was a part of the whole thing. I think it was
part of her routine, but I don't want to get off base. That's not neither here nor there. What I'm saying is this: as much as I said from the beginning, that this dude, I never liked him anyway, so I'm not defending him by any means, but he is right. That's not his fault if you let your kids listen to Old Town Road. And yes, he took advantage of the situation because schools were booking him and he's singing in auditoriums to schools full of kids.
Wait a minute. Listen. I have something to say about that, because let's take it. We could go further back to the Rolling Stones, Rush. I could just start naming rock bands off the top of my head that are even old songs.
I know where you're going with it, but see, it's that's not my argument.
Aerosmith.
That's not my argument.
Loving it, elevated.
But it's the same. But it's the same thing.
I'm not going to bring anybody else up to compare to him because I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is the people that are all of a suddenly outraged.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm talking about. You should have been outraged.
That's part of it. Yeah, they should have been outraged for that too. But I'm talking about this dude. I'm talking strictly about this dude. You should already. Your kid shouldn't have been singing Old Town Road. That's number one. He just admitted it in his own tweet. Right, exactly, which is my point that I was making in my post. I said, so the point is, stop letting celebrities and technology raise your children.
As Cardi B
raise
said.
your children.
Cardi B said the same thing.
You raise your children.
Exactly. She's like, exactly. Cardi B made it plain. And anybody who listens to WAP knows what the hell it is. It ain't really for your kids.
And I tell you right now, it goes even beyond. She's just doing it plain and simple, out in the open. But guess what? He got a big ego. Little girls shouldn't be singing that either. But they do. No, just because the lyrics are coded, is coded.
No,
but
you can't sing that either. Either. That's just like Betty writing them back in the day, and we were singing those songs, and those songs was coded, just like Juicy Fruit from Mtume. The same thing. The same thing.
I get it. It's my point.
It's no different.
But my point is this.
Cardi B made her point. She said the same thing you're saying. She said, she said, my music is for grown folks.
It's not for, it's not for children.
It's not for kids.
Most of these artists, that's the thing. Almost every one of these artists make music for adults. They're not music for children. So, and my only point I made in the post, and this is my last point of the night, was let's take it back in the day. If you had the uncle, if you was a kid and your uncle bought a Playboy magazine into the house and he hid it somewhere, only for you to find it, right? So your brother, whoever, your uncle, whoever it is, brings a family member, brings a Playboy magazine into your house, and your child finds it. Do you blame Hugh Hefner? Or do you blame the uncle who bought the Playboy magazine in the house?
No, you blame the child for being nosy and looking around,
but they get dealt with on a whole nother level because they're the child. But you still have to deal with the uncle who bought the Playboy magazine into your house.
But here's the thing.
Children are going to explore and they're going to find stuff. Then you deal with them accordingly. But my point of that post is, stop blaming the artists. Stop blaming the artists. The artists are the ones who create the content. So you don't blame Hugh Hefner for a Playboy magazine.
No, and honestly, you can't. Adults. That's like me. Well, I can't say that because in our house it was a little bit different because my father played Rudy.
The reason why I'm saying that is. I'm not talking about someone who lives at the house. I'm saying someone brings a magazine into your house,
but
whether you know about it or
nobody
not.
Does that.
And of course, people do that. My uncle did it. That's why I'm using that example.
Yeah,
I'm using that example because I went through it.
I remember one time my stepfather, right? We had something going on in our house. And a friend of his brought over the penthouse that Vanessa Williams was on the cover of. He brought it to the house, My stepfather didn't go out there and go buy it. His friend brought it to the house, left it there, and I happened to find it. Now, does my mom yell at me? Does she yell at my stepfather?
I mean, she may yell at you too. No, of course, the child is going to be dealt with, but that's a whole nother story. But as a parent, you got to go to the person that brought that shit into your house and say, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you bringing this thing into my house for? You know what I'm saying? And you don't even tell me that you did. So that's what I'm saying. I use that as an example because when I used myself as an example. My uncle,
Well, okay, I'll say it
brother,
differently.
my
I'll say
mother's
it differently.
brother bought it was a Playboy or something like that. He used to bring them all the time. He had them. He brought the Playboy into the house. He left it somewhere. I found it and I looked at it. My mother found out. I got my ass beat. And then she went to her brother and about to kick his ass too for bringing it in the house. So
Like,
my whole point,
like
I don't want to get so off base, Kev. My whole point is you cannot blame the artist. The artist is basically Hugh Hefner in this scenario.
Right.
That's what I said. Do you blame Hugh Hefner for your kid finding a Playboy magazine?
But here's
you don't
my
blame
point.
him because
Here's
he
my
makes
point.
this film.
Okay, let's take uncles out of the mix. There are some households where there are dads who have porn in their house. And even if the
that's
dad
a
had
different story. That's why I said I can't use that as that doesn't fit my scenario. That's what I'm saying. But there's plenty of situations and plenty of people has had outside family members that don't live in the house that have bought stuff to the house that they probably shouldn't have had. Whether it was I'm just using a Playboy as the thing, but my uncle used to always have type of wild shit. Used to have liquor, used to have switchblades and stuff that he just had on him that he brought into the house, a gun or whatever. That's my point. My point is you got somebody. The whole point of the whole point I was trying to make is you can't blame the artist in this aspect. So you got people that are outraged at this guy, this artist. Now I thought the video was garbage, but I thought Old Town Road was garbage, not because of the lyrics at all. I just thought it was a garbage song. That was just me. That was my point. That was my opinion on it. And I'd have never considered him no damn rapper. Well, rappers and hip hop artists are two different things, in my opinion. So, he definitely don't represent hip hop to me.
No.
So,
wait a minute. But you know something that I think that's also part of the problem. He represents hip hop to the people of today, the kids. They like, he's the thing, because they don't know about Redman and the Wu-Tang Clan or they like Method Man. They see Method Man now. It's not as Method Man the rapper. They see Method Man as Method Man the actor. Like, no, he's not gonna get there. When he was saying, I got a 40, I got my shorty, I'm about to go get lifted. Yeah. They're not hearing that kind of stuff. They don't know nothing about the Sugar Hill Gang and all those cats, Whodini and all.
They definitely don't. But like my whole point is this: in closing, people, I don't care what you think about the the video. Yeah, you can hate the video all you want. I didn't even bring myself to watch it because it doesn't matter. I don't need to watch it. You don't blame the artist for your children watching him. And my thing is this: if you're a parent, I'm sorry, if you're a parent, especially if you're a millennial parent, if you're a millennial parent where you are part of the millennial generation and you have a child, if you're a parent, I don't want to hear, oh, these kids, they're so tech savvy, you can't keep them from off the internet. I don't want to hear that crap. We were here before the internet existed. Your child should not be more tech savvy than you, because guess what? We were here before that shit got here. So you just being lazy and you not learning, you have to make it upon yourself to if this is the life your child lives, you still have to control that. And you have to make it your business to learn some of this technology. Guess what? If you can't control this technology or use it, you should not have it. It's that plain and simple. It's like people, I hear it all the time when I just listen to the phone calls or the Apple call. These are the phones, smartphones, they're little computers. If you can't control your smartphone, you don't know how to use it, you shouldn't have it. You shouldn't have it. That's why people get locked out their phones and lose they don't know how to use it. Shouldn't have it.
That's how them sex tapes
time to learn it.
That's how them sex tapes end up on the net.
Turn the time to. So that's my closing argument. Is bottom line, parents, it's on you. It's on you. And yes, like I said, even back in the day, going back to the Playboy magazine thing, my parents couldn't stop me from exploring and trying to find something and look at a Playboy magazine. But they can deal with me accordingly if and when they find out. And then they can deal with the source of the situation and make sure that I don't have access to it again. Whether they bring it in, that's just saying it. Richard Pryor, I wasn't allowed to listen to Richard Pryor records. I had to sneak and try to listen to them, but my parents would put them in places that I couldn't get to them. That's the same thing as putting a lock on your computer or digitally controlling your computer. Make sure the kid don't have the password so they can't get in the computer. There are things and security things in place. And I talk to my daughter about this all the time because she is a millennial parent. And I talk all the time with my granddaughter, who is a very inquisitive mind. She's 10 years old now. And she goes through the internet too much, in my opinion. I've gave my daughter all the resources. I'm like, look, you got to lock this down, period. And there is no, you can't stop them. No. Oh, they'll go to school and one of their friends will show them. Well, then that's what happens. That's something, that happens. But the bottom line is, on your watch, this is happening. And that's where it's your fault. Stop blaming the artists. Stop blaming Lil Nas X. Stop blaming Cardi B. Stop blaming all of them. It's not their fault that your kids are listening and watching their adult music. It's your fault, parents. It is your fault.
It's your fault. I blame you.
Especially if you're playing. That's what you're playing in the car. That's what they're listening to. They're listening to what you play.
Perfect example. There you go. Perfect example, Kev. Same deal. You have to make sacrifice. It's called sacrifice. Didn't I just mention not too long ago that me and my wife could not watch Lovecraft Country all the way through the way we wanted to? Guess why? Because we're good parents. We made the sacrifice to not watch it in front of our baby.
That's what I don't agree with. That doesn't make a person a bad parent just because their kid gets.
You have to make a sacrifice. What I'm saying is part of parenting is sacrifice.
I'm going to say, Wes, I get what you're saying, and I think with Kev, I think what Wes trying to say is that as a parent, I mean, I'm not an actual parent. I mean, I'm a godparent. Mm-hmm. However, I do think that when you use the word sacrifice, you have to decide what's in the best. You have to look at your child and say, hey, can my kid handle this? And
I'm not condemning any other parents. I'm not condemning other parents, but I'm giving myself props for being a good parent because that is good parenting. It's part of good parenting. It's sacrifice that you have to make. I ain't condemning nobody else. I am condemning the parents that aren't that's sitting here, and it's easy to blame someone else for what. My children gotta watch this. No, they don't gotta watch this. Your children don't gotta watch this. Don't tell me your children have to watch this because they don't.
But the only reason I'm saying like that is because like I'm thinking about my mom and my father. Like my mom, like when we would go to the movies, she would take us to see stuff like PG, things G like that. Whereas my dad, he was more like, well, if you want to see it, let's go see it. So like the first, although I'm not going to count Carrie, I think the first R-rated movie that I actually saw was 48 Hours, right? Mm. Now, by the day's standard, it's nothing. It's like, okay, so he says the word fuck a couple of times, right? Yeah. But over the course of time, I mean, that the R-rated movies that I wanted to see, whether it was that, Aliens, all these different things, horror movies, I saw with my dad, my mom, like we may have saw a few R-rated movies, like I think maybe Blue Thunder is rated R. I think that is because of language,
Yeah, Blue Thunder was rated R. Yeah.
But my mom had to sit back and look at me and said, "No, can Ralph handle this?" Like, and maybe she felt like, well, if it's something that I want to see, but I want us to all go see it, maybe I need to go see it beforehand, take a look at it, and then
check it out.
Check it out.
That's happened before too to me, where my parents would my mother really, because my mother was the one who did all of the stuff like that. So if it was a show or something or a movie that we saw, my mother used to have movies all the time, rent movies all the time, tape movies. We had cable. We had all the cable channels. Yeah, my mother would want to either if she didn't see it first, she would ask like my brother or my sister if they saw it and if it was okay for me to watch. Now, like I said, once again, you can't be with me every, I know parents, you can't be with your child every waking moment of the day, but you have to do what you can while you're, under your watch, and then try to instill what you can into them. So then at that point, they can, when they're forced to make their own decision, they'll make it either way. And it's not always going to be the decision you want. We already know that. I'm not going to give a lesson in parenting. I'm just saying, don't blame the artist for the smut or whatever it is.
Take responsibility for yourself.
Take responsibility for yourself. I mean, my child got to look at this. No, they don't. They don't have to look at this.
Because
it's on you.
That's why this stuff pisses me off. Like it takes me back to the 80s when all of these white moms were trying to blame were trying to be metal for Satanism, for their kids being a Satan. No, that's a decision your kid decided to make.
Yeah.
And listen, all of this stuff about, they're just kids. No, they're not just kids. They're just kids until they get in trouble. Or they're just kids until an adult has to smack the shit out your kid for crossing the line. All of a sudden, now they're a kid. No.
They're a kid until they have their own kid.
The problem, what the point is that specifically with that, it's, you have to take responsibility.
Take responsibility.
It's like what my mother used to do. It's like what my mother used to do. My dad listened to everything. And did my mom like certain songs? Yes. But my mom was a Jehovah's Witness. So she wasn't trying to hear like My Sugar Walls and nasty girls.
Written by Prince. Written by Prince. But anyway, Fashina Easton. Before Fashina Easton, written by Prince.
Exactly. And Nasty Girls. Or like I said, listening to Betty Wright. Even though it was cool, but a lot of these songs were sexually suggestive. So there was some stuff there was some stuff we could listen to because it was sexually suggestive, but it was clean. But then there was stuff like My Sugar Walls. My mom was like, hell fucking no.
Well, like you said, like Juicy Fruit was sexually suggestive, but a little cleaner. You know what I mean?
Turn off the light.
Like Sugar Walls, or now what you call it actually was. I don't know where Cyndi Lauper's She Bop falls in. Now that became a big hit.
Yeah.
But people that was all hidden. That was all message stuff, hidden. She Bop is about masturbation, but there's adults to this day that don't know that song was about masturbation.
I remember MTV. People used to say, "Oh, how dare Madonna go up there and she's running around with the big cross and the wedding dress, talking about touch me for the very first time."
Yeah,
because she's Madonna. She's not the person that's raising your child.
Exactly. Yeah, and you brought that out, Kev. Right. You brought that out, Kev. That Cardi B said it too. Like I said, it has nothing to do with defending the artist. I'm pointing the blame where it should go. I'm not defending anybody. I'm placing the blame where it should go. The blame is on you, parents, and that's my final word on that. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Again, as Cardi B said, there are other artists out there that you could listen to, but you choose not to listen to them. You choose to listen to them.
It's just that plain simple. So parents, in closing, take accountability. Stop worrying about that. My brother is not worrying about his daughter, who is 7 years old now, or 7. He's not worried about his daughter seeing this video from this guy, because he knows she's not going to see it. You know what I'm saying? He got that covered.
I think about a year or so. How many of those parents was going and talking about that? Remember that video that just got put out of her like giving the microphone head?
Yeah.
And oh my God, how's she gonna do that? Like, how could you do that for the kids? She's at a concert.
There was no kids at a concert.
You have to pay for. So if that's part of her act, shouldn't you have been
That's
blaming
grown
the jerk
folk, and that's grown
that
folk
videotaped it?
That's grown folk business. Exactly. That's grown folk business. This is what I'm saying. So, and about the car thing, I used to get on my daughter all the time about it. I didn't really get on about it, but I used to say to her, I'm like, well, you got to watch what you listen to when you're in the car because your kids are back there singing the songs that's on the radio because you're trying to jam to it. That's a whole nother story. It's going to take us well past 12 o'clock. So we're going to end the show here. But anyway, good talk, y'all.
I just want to say one thing about that with the car radio. When my granddaughter's in the car, we have to drop her off with her dad. The first thing I either put on Sarah Brightman, I put on Carlos Gilbin, I put on some kind of samba or jazz, or I put on old school music. Like Aiden, like it was funny is Aiden loves slow jam. I put on old school slow jam. Like you don't have to when you're riding in the car or when you're doing. Even my daughter, like she
throw some Sade on, man. Throw some Sade on. You good?
Yeah, that's the other thing I play. I play Sade. Like even my daughter, when she's here in the house, she doesn't like certain songs come on. She goes out and she changes her phone, and she'll put something else on. These kids, you don't have to let them listen to everything that's on the radio.
No, you have your opportunity. You have your time. You have your time where you can listen to that stuff and like that. That's just what it is. So, anyhow, next week we'll be back. We'll talk some Godzilla and.
I got one kudos to get out before we go. I want to give a big shout out to HBO, right? For that, HBO has stepped up the game with these musical documentaries. They did the one that came out Saturday. I saw yesterday for I, Tina. And I loved it. It gave
that was good.
About Tina
Turner. Yeah, I got to finish that one. That one was I started it, but I wasn't going to watch it. But yeah, they've been doing good with the documentaries. Period. Even their regular documentaries, because the documentary about Action Park that was dope. That was
that shit was fire. Oh my god,
that was Action Park. I like Action Park.
I never been to Action Park, and I have, and I never wanted to go.
I went to Action Park. I didn't really do much when I went there, but I did go.
I'm a germaphobe. My parents took me to Action Park. Right, my mom took me to Action Park the year that it first
opened. Action Park.
Right, exactly. The very first year that it opened, and I'm gonna tell you what, when you saw that, you saw how they had the ride where it was like the big inflatable tires that had the engine on it. I got on that thing and the engine fell on my leg. Right? I'm kidding. This is like day one of it opening. Right.
Oh,
day one.
Man, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at you, bro.
No, but it's funny. No, it's funny now. Back then it wasn't funny. Right. But Action Park had this giant slalom ride where you actually had to take like a ski lift all the way to the top of this mountain. And they had a cart that you had a joystick you pulled up and they just pushed you and you went down this thing like 90 miles an hour. It was Action Park used to be the place to go. But too many people are getting hurt.
Yeah. Got hurt. That dude didn't care.
I got suspended. I got suspended the day that we were supposed to go. The day that we were supposed to go on the class trip to Action Park.
Oh,
I thank God that I got suspended and I could not go to Action Park.
Action
Them niggas
Park
came home from Action Park. Yo, people was bloody, scraped out, all kinds of road rash. I was like,
that water park was dangerous.
I'm a germaphobe on top of that. That wave pool was disgusting.
Yes, it was.
Fucking way.
I don't know how they did this, but they actually had a wave. One time I was there, and the guy that did it, he actually created like a 6 foot tall wave that just went through the pool and started smacking people. I'm not getting in that. No.
Yo, they must have been. Yo, like I said, that I love that documentary. Did you watch that documentary, Ralph?
I didn't even know about it, but I used to go to Action Park.
It's called Class Action Park. It's
and
on.
actually, it was
HBO
only
Max.
available on. It's only available on HBO Max. I don't think it's on.
I'm gonna have to watch it though. But I used to go there, so I know about Action Park. Man,
That was a crazy. But now you get to see.
I didn't know. Yeah, but I didn't know that it was as shiesty as it was.
Yeah,
I thought
you get to see all of the shiesty business that went on behind the scenes, the owner and all. Yo,
the fact that basically teenagers was running that park.
Yeah, teenagers was running the park. They were running the park.
Drunk teenagers were running the fucking park. What kind of shit is that?
Drinking, smoking. They was running around talking about.
Could have been
like
the scary part is. The scary part is, bro, it could have been worse. It could have been worse than what it was. Like, even worse. Like, it's amazing that they got out of this with what they came out of it with. Like, you know, that they didn't have a bunch of fatalities and stuff like that. That part. But anyway, all right, that's it. We're done. We're done. We're done.
I'm gonna have to watch that now.
Go watch it, man. Y'all watch the Snyder Cut, damn it.
I will watch the Snyder Cut by the end of this
watch
week.
the Snyder Cut first. Don't
watch it up first.
Talking about nothing until you watch
I won't hear it no more. You are not allowed to talk about Zack Snyder anymore until you finish the Snyder Cut.
You can't talk about Warner Brothers. You can't talk about nobody until you watch.
Oh no, I can always talk about Warner Brothers.
You can't.
I can always talk about Warner Brothers.
Yo, gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Warner Brothers. No, since I'm always dogging you, I got a question. What are you guys going to do about the next Fantastic Beasts movie?
You can't ask it. You're not allowed to ask it till you finish the Snyder Cut. Then you can ask.
No comment. Yeah, exactly. No comment. Watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. Good night.
All right, y'all. Good night, everybody. We're off.